Mindenki felizgult már? Jó estét, sziasztok! Mindjárt fogy a popcornom, pedig még el se kezdődött. Mi a helyzet, srácok? Are you ready? Na, miért nem a VR-osokkal nézitek a Samsung Galaxy telefonbontogatást? Most jöttök az értesítő? Hát ez kurva jó. Erős kontraszt. Várjuk a nagy bejelentést? Meleg vagyok. Már lehet, hogy az lepne meg jobban titeket, ha nem lennék. Én abszolút szkeptikus vagyok. Szerintem ez a Lower Manhattan csak egy ilyen korlátozott, kicsit Hunter-szerű, Incursion-szerű akármi lesz. Pozitív vagyok, de szkeptikus. Nem lennék pozitív, nem is lennék itt. Arra lesz a kíváncsi egyébként, hogy ez a március 3-a, hogy akkortól kezdik árulni, mert szerintem nem ugyanaz, mint a teljes írtó. Ez a... Mi ez? New York bandái történet. Ez egy játékmód DLC lesz. És még itt vagy, Zozó? PvP-ről is fogom beszélni, na hát. Kíváncsi leszek. Két monitorom. De hát a hangra csak az egyiken tudsz figyelni. Igen, Imre, de úgy láttam, hogy a 40 euró az a korai örömmel, ez az a Gold vagy Ultimate kiadás elvileg, ugye, vagy ez a Season Pass-szel együtt. Ha innen nézzük, akkor valahol az árazás 20 euró kérne, hogy legyen a sima cuccért. Én köszönöm, hogy itt vagytok, srácok. Igyekszem az elején fordítani, aztán majd fölmegyek egy kicsit dumálni többiekkel Discordra, hogyha itt lesznek. Kibeszéljük a hallottakat, látottakat. Hát New York biztos, hogy lesz, de ez csak az a kérdés, hogy milyen nagyságrendben, vagy hogy mondjam, milyen kiterjedésben lesz elérhető, és valójában mi lesz ott. Ez azon neked az Ultimate Edition, ez benőtt. Még nem basztál rá elégszer? Még veszel egy harmadikat is? Üdv mindenkinek, srácok és lányok! Van PZ Editionre? Jó van. Ultimate átbaszás. Lehet, hogy ennek a... Igazából ezt jelenti az Ultimate. Az Ultimate kreténség, ha megveszed. Ma nem lesz túl sok program, srácok, mert hullafáradt vagyok a jetlag miatt. Már alszom rendesen napok óta. Úgyhogy megnézzük ezt a csodát együtt. Aztán Danger megy szundizni. Úgyhogy aztán a holnap legyen videótok, vagy holnap után, aztán meg legyen live, úgyhogy kicsit rá kell pihenni. Paraszt healbuildes videót? Elég paraszt vagyok, hogy nincs nekem, nem kell az healbuild. Igazából azért kerültem eddig a healbuild, vagy mi a buildes videókat a Division 2-ben, mert nincs értelme. Annyival semmi se jobb. És már egy-egyire dolgozzák az egészet újra az alapjaitól. Így van, mindjárt kis kapcsolom ezt a fost, és nézzük a Samsung telefon csomagolást. Ez kurva érdekes. Ez benne nylon, meg papír, meg egy telefon, ami pont úgy néz ki, mint az előző 4 generáció. Köszi a követéseket, srácok, üdv mindenkinek. Szú, Sixnine, neked meg a 6 hónapot most nézem. Nagyon szépen köszönöm a támogatást. Megvárjuk, míg a VR-osok kicsomagolják, és utána ilyen visszacsomagoló eventet fogok csinálni. Bele baszkodom a dobozba, és bekúrom a sarokba. Jézusom. Na, senkinek nincs jobb dolga. Örülök, hogy itt vagytok. Esetleg lemaradnánk, akkor utána együtt visszanézzük a Samsungos eventet a VR-osokkal. Jó? Mindenki erre vágyik, aztán nem akarom, hogy a kis lelketek megnyomorodjon, hogy lemaradtatok róla. Na, most már kezdetett, mert elfogyott a pop. Zsolt, köszönöm szépen a 8 hónapot. Közben megfulladok. De tényleg elfogyott a popcorn. Nagyon kedves, köszönöm szépen a támogatást. Az kakasó, igen. Sőt, New Jersey-t is. Egyből. Hát egyelőre megerősítem, még csak Lower Manhattan van, az az alsó Manhattan. De annak a részleteiről, hogy mennyi elérhető, meg mennyi nem, az mindjárt kiderül. Vagy nem. Na, mindenki most fusson pisilni, kakilni. Pálinkát bekészít. Bánatotokba leihassátok magatokat. A zenéje még mindig kurva jó ennek a játéknak. Gyógyítótál. Szia Sigma. Szia Undying. Na jó, de Brooklynról már 5 éve pletykálnak, az már az egybe is pletyka volt. Ez ilyen New York-i külvárosi legenda, ami átvisszhangzott egész Washingtonig. Lassan csak ezen ír, az jó. Nem, hát az egyhez már nem nyúlnak, azt már nem tudják elkúrni. Brooklyn lassan olyan legenda, mint a Half-Life 3. No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Na, egy kultúrember végre. Szia, Messi! Hát nincs is most különösebben értelme farmolni, miután az egészet reszetelik nem sokára, meg új gear score jön. Még ha találnál is jó statokat, nem fog semmire venni vele. Ezért nem játszottam vele én se. De majd most. Wow, 99-en vagyunk. Valaki még jöjjön már be, bazd meg. Március 3 az csak a... Akkor kezdik árulni, cselesen van megfogalmazva. Ez nem azt jelenti, hogy akkortól elérhető már a DLC. De percek kérdése most már szó szerint is kiderül. Igen, level 40 lesz, az jön még 10 sztori küldetésnyi szint. Hát ez nem annyi darab küldetés, de érdekes döntés egyébként. Ez lepett meg a legjobban azok közül, ami eddig kiszivárgott. És tényleg, azt meg... Jéj! Új rekord, 104. Szia, Clever! Itt mindenkinek, sziasztok! Remélem most lesz áramszünet Máltában, az van. In a world where New York City doesn't exist anymore.
We thought our world would last forever. Until a single virus destroyed society in a few days. But here we are, 8 months later, and you haven't learned anything. Somehow, you can't see that you're making the same mistakes that brought it all down in the first place. Your job, Agent, is to protect this delusion. And and I have sworn to destroy it. You can try to stop me, hunt me down, kill me. But this is bigger than any of us.
Köszi, kacsa.
So you're gonna have to ask yourself, is this a fight you think you can win?
Ők a pirosak. A rugók.
Agent, listen up. You and your squad are urgently needed in New York City. A biological attack hit Lower Manhattan. We need your help to hunt down the one responsible. Aaron Keener, call sign Vanguard. He's the one behind the deadly attack on Division headquarters that killed dozens of top Division agents and countless innocent civilians. And we suspect
A videókat eddig is jókra csinálták, srácok.
Keep in mind, Keener knows this city inside and out.
Ez azért jól nézett ki.
And he's as cunning and as lethal as they come. Originally, Keener was one of us. But 8 months ago, the Division failed him by leaving him to die in the Dark Zone. That was the day he lost faith and went rogue. He disappeared and gathered all the tools he needed to engineer his own biological weapons. He doesn't just want revenge. He seeks chaos.
Ő vett át a cleanerek
He
vezetését,
believes
úgy
it is the
látom.
only way for humanity to thrive.
Ja, azoknak kinyírtuk az első részbe Joe Farrow-t, a vezetőjét.
Keener
meg a
isn't the only
hunterek,
one with an axe to
ugye hát,
grind against the
ügynökök.
Division. There are others. Keener has recruited 4 rogue agents who not only share his extremist vision, they have the skills to execute it. They've worked their way up within factions ruling over Lower Manhattan. If we want to get to Keener, we'll need to go through them first.
4 ügynökkel az élén.
First up, Vivian Conley. Former counterterrorism intelligence agent and chemical engineer. Conley's last known location was the Two Bridges sector. A hurricane ravaged the coast a few months ago, so it's a far cry from the thriving urban sector it once was. Keener's second rogue agent is Javier Kajika, a master of stealth and infiltration. He was a Black Ops hitman for the US government. With the government collapse, his loyalty
Gondolom a
goes to
frakció
whoever will
képességei is
feed
így
him
fognak
the blood.
alakulni. Ugye az első ilyen vegyi
Our
szakértő, ez meg
latest
lopakodó,
intel
bombázó.
locates Kajika somewhere in the Battery Park area, the part of the city that's taken over by swamp. The terrain is rough and scattered with giant sinkholes that used to be subway tunnels. Odds are he knows you're coming for him and plans to use the dicey terrain to get the drop on you. Both Conley and Kajika work with the Cleaners, a former New York City sanitation unit that believes only fire can stop the virus. Conley was recruited by the Cleaners when she went rogue, and thanks to her technical expertise, they're deadlier than ever. We've been exchanging blows with them for a while, but their methods are ruthless and their cleansing fire takes no prisoners. James Dragov, former police officer, a heavy weapons and defense specialist. His relentless fight for justice made him a legend on the force. Yet, his allegiance has changed. Dragov took hold of the financial district and has been using it as the center of his black market operation. Our intel suggests he's still there. Be careful, major flooding has transformed the entire district into a mudslide.
Egész hangulatos egyébként a nyári New York.
Theo Parnell, a drone engineer and skilled hacker. He's managed to stay off the grid, so all we can say for sure is he's a true master of decoys and deception. Keener's arranged for the Rikers to protect him at an unknown location in the Civic Center area. Dragov and Parnell have both been linked to the Rikers, ex-cons from Rikers Island prison. Regardless of who their enemies were in the past,
szerintem az így az esélyes
their motto, power by numbers. And just like Keener, they thrive in chaos. Before you arrive at the base of operations with Agent Alani Kelso, I should warn you, a lot has changed in New York. The days when Division agents were seen as knights in shining armor are long gone. The people around here are survivors. Ever since Keener and his rogue agents took over Lower Manhattan, there's been a distrust of Division agents among civilians.
Oh.
Agent Faye Lau has been the acting commander of the division in New York City and is leading the hunt for Keener. Her methods are unconventional, but we're in a race against the clock, and Lau knows what it takes to get results quickly. You'll also find Paul Rhodes, now the leader of the civilian settlement. Because he's so tapped into the city, he may be able to help you track Keener and his rogue agents. Our mission is simple: find and eliminate Keener. But to expose our target, we'll need to take down his chain of rogue agents before they destroy us. Agents, the hunt for Keener is on.
Megmondom, hasonló a túskókhoz.
I'm Drew Reckner, Associate Game Director on the Division 2. This is a gameplay walkthrough of Warlords of New York, our new expansion introducing a new area to the world of the Division 2. In order to avoid spoiling our narrative-driven campaign, some parts of the video are edited out. Aaron Keener has been spreading chaos here in New York, creating a world where the strongest will remain. To reach Keener, we must go for his followers first. The hunt has
igen, ezt akartam mondani, hogy olyan lesz, mint a Black Task, hogy először meg kell csinálni a 4 frakciót, és akkor utána tudunk rámenni a Keenerre.
So he knows drones inside and out. Rhodes told us that the Peacekeepers in Two Bridges have been tracking Cleaner movements for the past few days. This is our best bet to learning more
Brooklyn
about
Bridge.
Vivian Conley, former First Wave Division agent. She went rogue, losing faith in the division at the worst of the collapse. She joined the Cleaners soon after, and her chemical expertise had made them deadlier than ever.
Ő vezeti a Cleanereket, bár azt mondták, hogy mindegyik frakció együtt dolgozik a Cleanerekkel, de akkor ő a...
This is Haven, our new base of operations here in New York.
Haven?
It was founded a few months back by first responders and civilian volunteers.
Több játékos látni az előtérben, mint régen.
They have everything they need in here. Security, food, supplies. They've been standing on their ground against the Rikers and the Cleaners. All of that without the division.
Igen, kicsit Ghost Recon.
They have let us in, but to them, we are yet another group of troublemakers. We will have to earn their trust back.
Kapunk egy kutyát végre? Instabáj. Igen, mert az egész első részben ezzel ment a sírás, hogy nem lehet megsimogatni a szegény kutyákat, csak hogy nyifognak mindig. Welcome back. Itt is van Quartermaster, akkor ezek szerint ez teljesen új terület, nem pedig csak ilyen odautazós vagy akármi. Teljesen új BO.
I set up Haven without the division and all the blood and violence you bring with you. And Faye.
A lényeget próbálom mondani. Most ez a narratíva az úgyis csak szövegelés.
Don't make me regret letting you into my home. I won't forgive it.
De a civilek nem annyira kedvelnek már minket.
Keener is putting a lot of pressure on the people of New York. They are on the edge, but these are the people you are fighting for. These civilians need to be given a chance to be safe and decide what comes next by themselves. We have been informed of a confrontation between the Rikers, known for attacking any kind of law enforcement, and the peacekeepers at a nearby outpost in the Two Bridges area. This could be a lead to our next target, Vivian Conley.
Two Bridges was one of the areas that held out the longest after the outbreak.
Szóval ez végülis egy gameplay, egy végigjátszás, nagyjából tényleg így kezdenéd. Bár azt mondják, hogy nagy spoilerek ki vannak belőle szerkesztve, úgyhogy ezeket nem fogjuk látni, de igazából ez lesz az eleje valóban. És a civilek is interaktálnak a kutyákkal, na, kicsit életszerűbb. Hát úgy klasszikusan összekapcsolni biztos, hogy nem tudják a két térképet. Aha, kontrollpontok visszatérnek. Ez egy kontrollpont küldetés a Rikerek ellen.
There will be new weapons and tools to play with, and one of the old favorites, the sticky bomb, has been brought back.
Visszatér a sticky bomb.
Enemies alike. You can detonate it at the perfect time, providing new tactical opportunities in combat.
Milyen fegyver ez, ja? Okay. Az egy nice gránátdobás volt, mit mondják. Ha lesz a külön üveg, DZ elvileg szól lesz a PvP-ről is, így valószínűleg igen.
Warlords of New York is also introducing a host of overall changes to UI and gear systems.
Na, nézzük, mi változik a gearben. Ja, igen, ezeket már mutattam nektek. Ahogy megmutatják a százalék csíkokat, hogy mennyire van a maximum elérhetőtől azon a darabon. Elég potétól kimutatja általában. Én vagyok az, na. Lebuktam.
She's sneaky, but still seems to go out on missions with the rest of the guys. Check in with the community near here. They're keeping track of the latest news.
Sounds like Conley's been busy.
Head to the community and see what
Chinese
they found.
supermarket. Na. Azért úgy látom, hogy visszahoztak egy kicsit a sötétebb hangulatból. Jobban rámentek ezekre a lógatott hullákra, meg Trash Panda. Na, ezek ilyenkor például a vágások, ugye? Nyilván.
We have skipped some of the steps of our manhunt. As this is a main mission, we could complete it on our own, just like the rest of the game. But playing with friends can also be fun. For this last push, let's welcome another agent into our game and work together to take down Conley.
Ez elvileg a sztori küldetésnek a vége, az utolsó helyszín.
After the outbreak, a devastating hurricane hit New York harder than any other city in the US. The city was flooded, blocking roads and collapsing bridges, all bringing the already quarantined city into a total state of chaos.
Time to take down Vivian Conley and hopefully get us one step closer to finding Keener.
Kíváncsiak mennyi idő, vagy mennyire hosszú ideig eljutni. Igen, Sixfourból. Újra sorba kell állnunk először, biztos. Kellett a nosztalgia faktor. Arra több emzene megy alatta. Ez egy nagyon taktikus hely megállni. Meg is vágták, szerintem úgy meghalt, mint a szar. Az ordót mellette úgy felrobbant. azért erős vágások vannak a küldetésben, azt vegyétek figyelembe.
Let's see what else you can mess with that'll piss her off.
Fighting indoors is more challenging, but different enemies have different weak points you can use to your advantage.
Igen, azt mondom, egy-egyére kellett megmutatni, hogy ugyanaz, amit már 5 évvel ezelőtt megszoktunk a Division 1-be, itt is fog működni. Na, még ezek a nagy fiúk hiányoztak, ezeket szerettem.
We have fought our way through the ship. This is it. We are close to Conley. It's on you now, Agent. Good luck.
Here you are, like a moth to the flame. You really have no idea what you are doing. The cause we're compromising right now.
...40-es szintig lehet majd elmenni, Zsolt.
We at Massive are incredibly excited to bring this expansion to life. We worked on the Division 1,
Ez ugyanaz a
Division
srác volt,
2,
aki eddig
and
olvasta a
now that
szöveget.
same team
Ezen
we're
gondolkodtam,
working
milyen
on this
másképp
expansion.
hangzik,
And
amikor
this
State of the
really
Game-eken
is the opportunity
pofázik meg,
for us
amikor
to
így
bring
beolvasta
not only
ezt.
an exciting new narrative, but a lot of new gameplay and a lot of new improvements as well.
More than ever, I think there is something for everyone in this game, and that's what's really exciting.
It's new gear, new gameplay elements, new skills, new reasons to
Minden
play.
új. Minden is új.
Warlords of New
Nézzük.
York is set in Lower Manhattan, a brand new area in the world of the Division franchise, which has been faithfully reproduced at a 1-to-1 scale.
Alsó
In
Manhattan
Warlords
is
of
egy
New
az
York,
egybe
you can
lemásolták
push your
az
agent further
igazit.
than ever before thanks to an increased level cap from level 30 to level 40. But hitting
40-es
level
szintig föl
40
lehet
is
menni.
not the end. Warlords of New York is introducing a new infinite progression system, allowing
Wow.
you to continue
Nagy
to
új.
improve your agent's stats and refine your playstyle even after reaching level 40.
És HD level.
For players who have already reached level 30 in the Division 2, you can jump directly into the brand new campaign of Warlords of New York.
Hát ez a
If you are
plusz
new to
10
the
az
Division 2,
új
you
kampány,
can
ez
choose to
story
start at level
kampány.
1 in Washington, D.C., or start at level 30 in New York City. Players choosing to jump first into Warlords of New York will be able to go back to D.C. once they have completed the new campaign.
We've taken a lot of feedback from our fans into consideration when developing this expansion. And that includes changes to the way that our inventory system works, changes to RPG, making sure that builds are now more viable than ever before.
Warlords of New York is expanding the amount of equipment available for agents. Our new
Hát
arsenal
igen,
spreads
lesznek új
across new
fegyverek,
gear
új...
brands, new
új
gear
gearbrandek,
sets,
mit mondtam?
new weapons,
Gearszetek is.
and new
Fegyverek.
exotic items.
Azt keményen nézett ki az
Warlords
exotikus.
of New York is also introducing major changes in the gear system for the Division 2. All gear and weapon stats are being streamlined. We're bringing in major
Nem mondták még, hogy
improvements
mit
to our
érjön ki.
UI, ensuring that attributes and advantages are easy and quick to understand. Every single
the
loot
skill
drop will
tier.
be exciting. We're ensuring that you will always loot
Az
something
új
that has a
skillek.
stat or bonus to complement your gear set and playstyle. And it's emphasized by the introduction of talent storage that allows you to apply bonuses that you have looted at least once to your favorite gear piece.
Igen, az
All of these
unlockolható
improvements will
statok.
ensure that agents' builds can be as diverse as the playstyle you really want to dig into. The rogue agents you're hunting all have a unique specialized skill. When you eliminate one of them, you will add their unique skill to your arsenal.
Oh.
Shock traps.
Min-
These are the best tools for crowd
Mindegyik
control,
agentnek
since
van
they'll
egy
incapacitate
egyedie,
enemies
ha
and make
kinyírod
them
őket,
easier
akkor te
to
is
target.
megkapod. Ez az
They
egyik, ez a shock
interconnect
trap.
so you can create virtual tripwires. Just the thing for a surprise ambush or to give an agent enough time to find new cover when an unexpected wave of enemies rushes in. Echo-based hologram decoys. Use these to attract enemy fire so you can find new cover or draw the enemy to a specific position, giving you an unprecedented tactical advantage. Explosive sticky bombs, our new take on the fan favorite from the Division 1. They're long-range projectiles that need to be activated by the agent with a quick tap of the trigger. They can latch onto environmental elements and enemies alike.
200-an vagyunk,
and
srácok.
fire-spreading sticky bombs, burning with an intense flame once
még
set,
nem tettétek, akkor nyomatok a
continuously
follow-ra
dealing
vagy a
damage to
subscribe-ra.
anyone in its range of effect. Playing with skills has never been easier in the Division. Thanks to the new tier system, you will directly see and understand how your gear impacts the power of your skills.
Ötletes,
The
igen,
dark
szerintem
zones
is.
from Washington, D.C.
Na.
are being revamped. We are
Washingtoni
returning
dark
to a
zónok.
simpler rogue mechanic and rewarding players who help each other in the dark zones. Additional gameplay features such as legendary difficulty, directives, invasion difficulty level, and more are included in Warlords of New York. These additions expand the range of activities, challenges, and
Jönnek
rewards
a
available.
legendarik.
Oh, and one last thing. It seems you're not the only one on the hunt in Lower Manhattan. Stay on guard at all times.
What's very important for us with Warlords of New York is not only to give you the fantastic story and hunt for Keener from level 30 to level 40, but also make sure that your experience continues and carries on once you reach level 40. So to do that, we're adding a new feature that is called Seasons.
Na, szezonok
In
jönnek.
post-launch, Seasons will introduce new targets to hunt down, each with their own stories and unique rewards. Each season will be filled with global events, leagues with leaderboards,
Egy új
and weapons and gear
ügynökkel,
to
új
unlock.
talentekkel.
With the seasons, each
Egy-két új
activity will come with its
küldetéssel.
own rewards, gameplay,
És
and
érkeznek a
cosmetics
globál
to
eventek.
really
Mit
be
mondtam,
able
hogy
to
ez
show
is
your
visszajön,
achievements and show how well you performed.
Seasons will reward you with apparel, equipment drops, and resources. Players wanting even more can opt for a premium paid track for additional rewards. More to come as we get closer to Season 1.
Ők is behozzák ezt a
The hunt for
párhuzamos
Keener starts now with Episode
cuccot.
3, the prologue to Warlords of New York. Episode 3 is a free update that includes 2 new action-packed missions in a brand new area, Coney Island, plus a new endgame specialization.
Ez jön most.
Episode 3 is actually the beginning of this whole new phase. This is the episode that introduces the whole narrative and the whole reason and motivation why you are going back to New York that will then culminate with Warlords of New York. So this is really the right moment to get back into the game, to get started.
Episode 3 will be available to play tomorrow, February 12th, for
Na,
all owners of
holnap
the Year 1
érkezik
Pass.
az
And it
epizód
will be
3.
available on February 19th for all players of the Division 2.
Warlords of New York is a great time to join
Kurva
in
rosszul vagyok
and
titkos
playing the
akkor.
Division 2.
Division 2 is already a fantastic game, and we're building on that.
Warlords of New York will be available on March 3rd, 2020. Owners of the Division 2 can directly purchase the Warlords of
Ezek
New
szerint
York
direktbe kijön a
expansion.
teljes
For
expansion.
new players, bundles including the
Wow.
Division 2, the Warlords of New York expansion, and more are also available. Good luck out there, agents. The hunt is on.
Érdekes koncepció ez a szezon. Meg kíváncsi leszek, hogy a premium tracket azt meg lehet-e venni in-game farmolással, mint a többi játékban. Most ugyanezt csináljuk a Red Deadbe is, ugye, meg mit tudom én, egy rakás játékban így van. Mert ha nem, akkor azért egy kicsit lehúzás szagú, de ha igen, akkor nagyon rámennek erre a ez Rainbow Six-os vonalra. Raktam 2000 órát, nem kezded előről igazából, előbb-utóbb így is lett volna a Gear Score emelés. Elvileg a jelenlegi cuccod ugyanúgy át lesz importálva, meg át lesz alakítva az új rendszerre, és azt ígérték, hogy nem lesz játszhatatlanul gyenge senkinek a cucca, tehát hogy ami most erősnek számít, az erős lesz később is. Minden máshoz meg extrába jön, és az ilyen típusú játékokban a Gear Score emelés az viszonylag standard, gondolom akkor minden szezonnal lesz Gear Score emelés. Ez a kérdés, hogy hány ügynök jön mondjuk egy szezonnal, hogy egyesével fognak jönni, kettesével, vagy négyesével. De akkor lehet, hogy a későbbiekben majd bővítik New York területeit, mert ugye most Lower Manhattan, és akkor lehet, hogy elindulnak a szigeten fölfele, és akkor ahogy jönnek az új ügynökök, úgy terjeszkednek. 100 euró. Nem, 40 a max, amit láttunk eddig, de szerintem a sima, nem prémium verziója az ilyen 20 körül lesz. Szerintem lesz újra élet a Division 2-ben. Egy darabig biztos. Nyilván majd azért meglátjuk, hogy menet közben hogyan sül el az új gear, de ugyanez a srác, ez a Drew, aki itt magyarázott a gearről, ő csinálta az 1.4-es balance patchet is a Division 1-ben, vagy hát ő volt annak a vezetője. Úgyhogy ezzel kapcsolatban én azért optimista vagyok, hogy kidobálják a hülyeségeket belőle, meg amiket láttam, meg kiszámolgattam az új statokat, az már menedzselhető kéne, hogy legyen, főleg, hogy nem kell mindenből 5, hanem elég egyszer állokkolni. Azt szerintem nagyon-nagyon sokat egyszerűsít majd a játékom. És ez nagyon jó lesz így. Majd az lesz a kérdés, hogy sztoriban, meg az open world activity-kről nem nagyon beszéltek. Ez most akkor mi van veled, haver? Jó, oké. Akkor ez csak egy kis drop volt. Vagy most mi? Ja, hogy le is mentek offline? Értem. Hát ez nagyon okos. Akkor most nekem kell figyelnem, hogy vajon vissza nem live pedig. Oké. A DLC-k, azok ingyenes, nem DLC-k, hanem a sztori folytatások. Ez az epizód 3, ami holnap jön ki, ez volt az utolsó, az első évben, ami ingyenes volt, az első éves passzal, és most egy második év kezdődik. 30 euró. Alright. Ha ti mondjátok. Az Ultimate 50 euró? Karasz, itt most is megy egyébként YouTube-on a stream. Alig 145-en nézik. Sziasztok! Úgyhogy ott mindenképpen visszanézhető, de Twitch Vodban is ott lesz. Meg holnap lesz talán State of the Game. Bár azon kívül, hogy kint van, azt játszatok, nem hiszem, hogy sokat el fognak mondani, úgyhogy lehet, hogy nem lesz belőle külön videó. Ez ugyanaz a trailer, ami már volt. Ja, az alapjátékkal annyi? Az alapjátékkal az Ultimate 50 euró? Az szerintem nem olyan drága. Szimulátort, azt. Kint van Uplay-e már, úristen, este, amikor indítottam utoljára a Uplay-t. Ja, megnézem, köszi a követéseket. Na, össze-visszavontok mindenféle árakat, most már nem hiszek nektek. Isten, már ebben nyomorult Uplay-ben nem bírom elindítani. Hogy rohadjál el. Most már nem is akarom. Majd kiderül, mennyibe kerül. Úgyis megveszem, úgyhogy kurvára mindegy. Csak az Ultimate. Hashtag csak az Ultimate. Ez miért volt olyan fontos még egyszer lejátszani? Most elvileg még lesz beszélgetés a fejlesztőkkel, tehát hogy még lesznek infók részleteiben, ami nem fér bele a trailerbe, meg a szuper jó megvágott interjúkba. Úgyhogy ezt még belenézünk. Furcsa betűtípusa van írva, az a Warlords of New York.
Hello everyone and welcome to the post-show for the Warlords of New York.
Na,
reveal, this is I'm excited. I'm trying to keep my my hype, like I wanted the stream to be like a chill, session of just hanging out and
Business
talking about all the stuff
usual.
you've seen.
Yeah.
But like my adrenaline is going kind of through the roof. I don't know about you.
Super exciting, man.
It's kind of crazy.
Exciting.
Yes.
I realize my phone is in my pocket.
That's why I was like, I hear voices.
It's fine. I hear my own stream. You know what? I'm just going to chuck it over the...
Szerintem, srácok, egyébként van regionális árazás is, azért láttok másokat, meg attól függ, hogy megvan-e nektek az alapjáték, vagy nem.
I asked if we had a time limit from the overlords or the powers that be.
Yeah.
They said it's more important that we cover everything that we need to. I'm taking that as license to just hang out.
So all night long.
We'll be here all night. It's going to be a good time.
Old-fashioned all-nighter.
So I'm here. We've got Yannick, we've got Drew, but we're going to have more guests throughout the show. So we've got a bunch of other people who are going to be joining us to talk about every facet of the whole thing.
Totally.
But let's take a look right now at the agenda for the show. We do have a few topics to get through, so we're going to just show you those right now. So we're going to go starting off with an expansion overview. We're going to take
hogy néz ki a mai menetrend? Először átbeszéljük az expansion-t, aztán a kampány, gondolom a story részét, az endgame-et, a Gear 2.0-át és a PvP marad utoljára, úgyhogy egy darabig el fog tartani, úgy hallom.
Finally unleash the hounds, so to speak, on that conversation. So we've got some chats about
Piece that puzzle together.
Exactly. And then I know a lot of people are going to be excited to see what we're going to be saying about the Dark Zone. So there's a lot to go through tonight. It's
annak, aki nem veszi meg, annak mi lesz? Játszhatsz Washington DC-be ugyanazzal, amivel eddig. A Gear az megváltozik a DLC-től függetlenül is. Tehát, hogy az mindenhol átalakul, Washingtonban is, meg New Yorkban is. De mondjuk az új fegyverek, az új dolgokhoz valószínűleg nem férsz hozzá, csak akkor, hogyha átmész New Yorkba, új szettekhez. Önök nagyon kíváncsi leszek, hogy oldják meg a DZ-be például. Vagy lehet, hogy akkor az összes cuccmény oldható.
Can you give us a quick rundown on what is episode 3 and when is it coming?
Az is hülyeség.
Yes, so episode 3, I think I'll start with the when. Episode 3 is coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow, February 12th. Finally.
Sigh of relief.
Finally. We can give a date. Yes, so episode 3 is coming out tomorrow. So what episode 3 is of course, it's the final episode of all the 3 episodes we had.
Erről már beszéltünk, holnap jön az epizód 3, úgyhogy holnap jönnek az új küldetések, ugye mind a 2, meg az új specializáció láncszórós speci. De az új Gear az csak március 3.
So with episode 3, the idea is you've kind of like in a way contain the Black Tusk, and now you can refocus a bit on the, the hunt for a cure for the virus. And episode 3 sends you to Coney Island, New York, to get the virologist Vitaly Chernenko. So that's really the opening of a new story in a way. So that's really for us the prologue to everything that happens in Warlords of New York. That's right. So playing episode 3 is basically getting ready and getting started to get involved in the story of Warlords of New York.
Cool.
Yes.
Nice. And it's coming very
Drew agrees. So
I completely agree. I have a lot of valuable input here.
Yeah, I've already seen people internally as well saying that
30 euró az szerintem ez nekem belefér.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a lot of fun, and of course you get to face a few of the cleaners and
that's right.
So yeah, it's you really get a first taste of what is waiting for you then in New York.
Sets up everything nicely.
I would now knowing that
Darchen megvan az alapjáték, biztos, hogy nem van.
That are interested in the whole lore of the whole how everything's going to play out. Maybe you'll see the
azt adtak, hogy belépek mégis a replaybe.
That's right.
That you kind of know some things are happening.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Holnap már jön az új speci, jól értetted, Andaink? Hát de az Ultimate-et nézd, Darchen.
The reason we're here, Warlords of New York.
Yeah.
You've been working on this for a while.
For a while, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It feels great to be able to talk about it finally.
Yeah, finally.
How hard has it been to kind of just
Jönti, köszönöm szépen a 6. hónapot.
It's difficult to not talk about this is the roadmap. This is
I would say how hard has it been for the community also to just like heroes be like, yeah, so in a future update, there's going to be some content, and like we're going to be changing a few things. Now we can actually put a name and a proper context on that, so it feels good for all of us and for everybody watching.
I think the first thing that we should just get laid out on the table is what is
nagyszerű.
Is Warlords of New York. It's because people were having some conversations last night. Is episode 3 the expansion? What does an expansion mean? Because we've actually never done an expansion for any Division game ever.
That's right. This is the first time.
Can we just lay out the difference? So episode 3 is entirely separate from this insofar as that it's not the same content, but it is narratively a prologue for the first ever Division expansion. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Thanks.
Well, no. So episode 3 again. It's an episode that comes with a title update as well, title update 7. That's all going to be made available on the game for everybody that owns the Division 2. And then on top of that, on the 3rd of March, we have the expansion that comes out. That comes also alongside the title update. And this is a completely different things. And of course, that people have seen is a paid expansion. So it's a content that you actually purchase and then get access to.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, Drew, the elevator pitch for Warlords of New York.
That's right.
If I gave you like a minute to tell me what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Warlords of New York tells the story of the hunt for Aaron Keener. Right? The big baddie.
Period. Done.
That we had all the way from the beginning of Division 1, right? We are seeing the kind of conclusion of that story arc that involves him, right? So, Warlords of New York is an expansion, right? Which means it's a brand new campaign.
Imre, eredetileg Uplayen van meg neked az alapjáték?
So we have a brand new map. It is Lower Manhattan. So if you've been to New York, you'll know that Lower Manhattan, it's, or downtown Manhattan, it's a financial district, right? Division 1, we were in Midtown Manhattan. This is Lower Manhattan, completely different part of Manhattan, but of course it's very iconic, right? There's Wall Street, 2 bridges, Chinatown, and you can see
másik részére megyünk Manhattannak.
Like, I mean, it's really iconic place, right? Cool. And so this is our new playground, right? Is Lower Manhattan. And so we have 4 new name zones. They're big. Now it's worth mentioning we've recreated Manhattan 1-to-1 scale, which we actually didn't do a 1-to-1 scale in Div 1 when we did
there was some streets cut out, right?
Exactly. We kind of cut out some of the less interesting streets and stuff like that. But this time, Lower Manhattan, 1-to-1, which is super, super cool.
Az egyben nem volt egy az egyben lemásolva New York, itt viszont a alsó Manhattant megint megcsinálták egy az egybe.
Some of that. She's gonna pull that up in a second.
Na, mindjárt bejutok a Uplayenbe, és már csak a two-faktort kell megcsinálni, és akkor megnézem én is, hogy nekem mennyit ér.
There is, right? But what's interesting too, right, is like we're seeing New York in the summer. And this is a summer that has been devastated by a hurricane. So the same hurricane that hit Washington, D.C. in the summer hit New York even harder, right? And you see the remnants of that hurricane everywhere. You see mud piles, you see streets buckled, you see trash, you see everything. It's a former dark zone, right? And that hurricane hit that former dark zone, so you kind of see the remnants of this dark zone everywhere. So it's a really cool environment, right? So we have that campaign in the brand new area of the map. Plus, I would say there's kind of 3 parts, right? That's part 1. Part 2 is our overhaul to our core systems.
Yep.
Part of that, of course, is our kind of what we've been calling Gear 2.0, or I guess our community's been calling Gear 2.0. But it's our RPG overhaul in general.
Yep.
And there's actually a lot of different components to that. There's also like Dark Zone revitalization, which we can talk about later. And then the final pillar is a brand new endgame. So
ez a 60 eurós verzió, ez a teljes játék plusz a New York. Itt van, hogy instant main game, és akkor majd akkor az expansion, amikor március 3-án. Nekem sincs kint egyébként. Külön az expansion. Ez a teljes játék. Szerintem. Mert ott van benne, hogy instant access to the main game, tehát ezt újra az egész játék Plusz az expansion 60 euró, akinek nincs meg, annak ennyit kell kifizetnie. Külön nem látom én se.
So what that means is to get access to the content, and I think we'll go a bit into the difference between what's part of the title update that is free, that comes title update 8, that will come alongside Warlords of New York, and what comes actually as, you know, paid. But basically everything that takes place in the New York map, the story and all of that is part of the expansion you're purchasing. So that expansion is priced at, and I apologize, I don't have all the currencies in mind, so I'll be using euros.
Lazy.
It's priced at 30 euros for existing Division 2 players. So
30 euró most mondta, kész, confirmed, senki ne írogasson több játékot, hogy mi árat a chatbe, ennyi. Akinek megvan a játék, az alapjáték, akármilyen verziója, annak 30 euró lesz csak külön a New York. DLC között ott van.
And also all the content from the year one pass. So that is the
most tudom, azt kell megnézni, az meg ennyire kuka vagyok én ez.
But these are again for new players. For existing players, it's just the expansion purchase, 30 euros.
Okay. If you're really
itt van,
paying
expansion.
attention, some places you can buy the game for less than 10 euros or $10 right now. If I was one of those people that got like a mega cheap deal on it, I could still pay the 30 euros and get it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's when you say existing players, it's existing players by the time you make your Warlords of New York purchase.
Just saying, keep an eye out.
Yeah,
Season Passről még nem esett szó, Crash Cry.
Buy the base game, see if you like it, and then decide to. You don't have to buy the whole packet, right?
Yeah, it is like you said before. I do want to reiterate, if you.
Na, akkor mindenki megtalálta, 30 euró, kész.
Things that you get in TU8.
Yes.
Like we've talked about.
Yes, and hopefully we can kind of like talk about that throughout today.
Yeah, we'll try and keep coming back to it because I do think that's going to be a recurring question.
Forinttal én nem nagyon tudok mit kezdeni, arra, hogy Sixperból nem Magyarországon élek. Nem tudom, hogy mennyi lesz otthon, de szerintem meg lehet az binge-izni, ha ügyes vagy online vásárlásokkal.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is essentially your base of operations in
essentially,
Manhattan. That footage was captured a while back.
It was.
We actually have some new stuff. Can we? We're gonna sit around and chat through it, but I just thought it would be really cool to show in all its 60 FPS glory.
Yes.
It is smooth.
Yes. 60 FPS, please.
Yes, please. It's pretty. So shout out to all of the artists that worked on this. Not just the environment artists, lighting artists, Damien, woo!
Yeah.
It's
and Jeremy
and his team.
And
everyone.
And everyone.
It's
lots of people.
It looks incredible. This is
egyre nem szóltak az ultimate-esekről, de én azt a szomorú valóságot sejtem, hogy szerintem igen.
Like some of the captures that were shown earlier
were
a bit more dated.
It said it came from an early build, and it was.
This is more recent. This will be close to what people will get on March 3rd.
Yeah.
There may be some bug fixes and stuff like that.
Tweaking a few things here and there.
This.
Akkora fejről annak a kutyának.
Oh my god.
Puppy!
Oh my god.
You didn't see that, Hamish.
So rude.
Jézusom.
Look at him, he's so cute.
So rude, just walking by.
Adorable. But I think this is huge.
Működik a discount, igen, Imre.
Really cool. Someone says the floor looks really nice.
Én is megveszem Greybull.
Good looking floor.
Is that a sticky bomb on the backpack?
It is.
Damn.
It's the good ice. It's the explosive variant.
Those reflections are pretty dope. I love it. I'm
beautiful rug. Yeah.
I'm very, very happy. Oh, look, there's a cat. There's a cat. Cheshire.
Igen, nagy kövezés parti lenne, ha mindenki megkövetne mindenkit, aki megveszi.
Look, there's an exit sign. Oh my god, so exciting.
Well, I am legit excited about it. Like
it's cool though.
It is really cool. It's super pretty. I mean, I'm a huge fan of all of the art team and everyone worked on that. The best in the biz.
Hát most ez a stream, ez csak erről szól.
Very proud to work with those people, to be honest.
Nem 3000 forint, hanem 10, de erről szól most. Ez a következő másfél óra, amit itt végigülünk.
What are we moving on to next? So actually, I want to go back, like we alluded to the fact we wanted to clarify some title update 8 stuff. Let's do that now. So we said that we've over the past few weeks we've looked at skill power, refactorization, we're calling it, the gear game.
Trailer volt, meg ilyen összefoglaló, most mennek részletekbe bele.
Clear that up, as well as the whole gear score 515 thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Because there's a little bit of complexity that goes on there as to who gets what.
Jó, hozzáteszem, én nem vettem meg az Ultimate-et, csak a Goldot, úgyhogy én kevésbé vagyok felháborodva. Innen nézve nekem az extra 30 euró az.
That's for everyone.
Yeah. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to pay a cent to get it.
So recalibration, stat storing, skill power,
recalibration, minden más, az új Gear 2.0 az a DLC nélkül is.
Exactly. And
then, de olyan az új itemek?
Right, so gear score 515.
That one's interesting.
Yes.
5.15 az új gear score.
For all players in World Tier 5, the max gear score is no longer 500. It is now, there's new power to gain, which is 515.
Okay, that's good to know. And I just kind of want to give the...
Vegyétek a DLC-ket, különben néha halok bazna.
Let's say I'm not going to buy Worlds of New York, right? I'm sitting at gear score 500. As soon as I go out into the world and things start dropping, they'll be somewhere between 500 and 515, maybe lower because there's still that stuff.
Exactly,
right?
But exactly, yep.
Okay.
So you'll have a range. So that range has now essentially been increased, and you'll notice that the 500 to 515 is going to be, they're going to be better gear pieces than 500, for example.
With all the UI changes and the way that the...
Yes, so you'll be able to see exactly in what ways it's better and everything.
Cool. Yeah. All right. And then we'll talk a little bit about what happens when you travel to New York and what we're going to go...
Szóval Washingtonban is emelkedik a gear score 500-ról 515-re.
But at its core, Warlords of New York is a narrative-driven campaign.
That's right.
Right? So we start with, I guess, that kind of a call to action. We're hunting down Aaron Keener.
Megírtam, srácok, mindenkit, aki az Ultimate-tel fel van háborodva.
He looks like a badass. It's actually just one of Yannick's headshots. Look at him.
Look, it's exactly...
It's basically you.
Exactly me.
Yeah. It's. I have to say, though.
Like, it does look like Yannick.
No, it is so cool to have Aaron Keener back front and center. Like,
I love it.
I'm so excited. Like as a fan of
hát figyelj, nekem benne van 450 órám a játékban, nekem azt a 60 eurót megérte, ami a Gold volt.
First started talking about this expansion, and like this expansion, we're gonna hunt down Aaron Keener, and we're like that. Just I got so excited.
It's been a no-brainer for everyone, right? It's
yeah,
like you know, as soon as we knew we wanted to make an expansion, and like you know, everybody was like really excited at the idea of going back to New York, and really kind of like closing that thread of like going back to what we've left behind with New York, so going back to Keener and some of the other NPCs that we had in the first game. I think everybody was really excited about it.
Keener has some buddies though. I mean, I love any.
Igen, minden lesz a Pixar, teljesen új BO, 4 új terület, 4 vagy 5 új frakció.
Villains. I'm all for it. Well, I don't know how much we want to talk about their differences and how you'll interact
És minden területnek lesz egy saját főnöke.
Yeah, I was going to say we could talk about it later. I could sit here all night and talk about all things Warlords of New York.
Yeah.
The level cap. What's happening with that?
But one thing that I would say just on the all the villains that are is that they're really, each one of them has like a real backstory and real motivations and everything, which I think is just really exciting. You know, it's not just like NPCs that you're going to go there and fight, right? It's like they are real characters, and I think that's what's very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked a bit like about gear score. I kind of want to go through how the player will experience this because there's a change happening with Warlords of New York.
That's right.
I'm 500 to 515 in DC. I go to New York. What happens?
Yeah. So when you go to New York, your first task is going to be trying to level up to 31.
Great. But before that, I don't see gear score anymore, right?
Nope.
I will be visibly level 30
You're level
in New York.
30, that's right. Yeah. But of course you're...
Hogyha átmész New Yorkba, visszaesel level 30-ra, eltűnik a gear score-od.
Left gear score town.
But you won't see gear score.
That's right.
If you're one of those people that leaves DC, you won't see gear score again.
That's right. Yep.
Cool.
That's exactly right. And then, of course, Warlords of New York is a journey from level 30 all the way to level 40. So we have a brand new level cap, which means you grow even more powerful than you ever could before.
Cool. Yeah. We've got the map expansion we talked about before. The factions. I know that this is near and dear to your heart.
De érdekes. Szóval átmész, és akkor eltűnik a gear score-od, level 30-as leszel, és utána meg 31, 2 és föl 40-ig.
Not at all.
The copy and paste talking point will not work here because I have Drew to tell
Igen,
you.
meg visszanézhető lesz YouTube-on és Twitch oldalon is.
So, cleaners And Rikers, let's actually start with the cleaners. And we have a picture of I like showing pictures. So let's have a look at these bad boys. I want to kind of start at the talking point that I brought up just now. How are they different from the last time we experienced the cleaners? Not just from a narrative standpoint, but technical standpoint as well.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's kind of the key.
Right? Discord.
So narratively, right? Like, yes, like Joe Farrow's gone, right? And they have a new leader, essentially, that's been kind of molding them and training them and giving them new tech, which is Vivian Conley, as we found out through that trailer.
So one of the rogue agents of Kino.
Exactly. Right?
I do just want to give a quick shout out to, we actually have a community member on Twitter whose actual name, not just screen name, is Joe Farrow.
That's amazing.
I shit you not. Hey man.
Hey, Joe Farrow.
Super cool.
So this is not the Joe Farrow.
Yeah, not that Joe Farrow.
No. But
that Joe Farrow's probably a really cool guy.
I think that's so cool. If there's a legit Faye Lau out there, or anyone with the last name Lau that wants to name their daughter Faye or son, go for it.
Yeah.
Prove your dedication.
But the cleaners, right? So what I think is really cool about the cleaners is I'm a little biased, but they're one of my favorite factions. Like if in the Division IP in general, like I really like and I don't think I'm alone, right? Like I think the cleaners kind of connected with a lot of people in terms of their story background.
Miről maradtam, lesz D1 zóna, Striker? Hát szetekről még nem esett szó, de még nem jutottunk.
We've made a ton of AI improvements in Division 2, right? Which all came from our learning.
Arra leszek kíváncsi, hogy milyen hosszú lesz egy szezon. Mert hogy ez 30 euró, de ez 3 hónaponként akarják kérni, vagy 6 hónap, vagy...
And so now we finally get the chance to kind of merge these things together. So not only do we have
vagy ezt megkapjuk egész évre, és akkor az 4 update.
That's tied to all the skills and disabling their skills and stuff and the destructible armor system. But we also have like the opportunity to go like to push even further because of their narrative to give them all sorts of cool new tools and tech to make them like really diverse and stand out from any other faction that you fight.
Hasonlít a Wildlands az egyébként, igen.
Surprises do you think for players? The cleaners kind of, because I know you're from the AI side, so they think differently.
Azért van 30-ról 40-re szerintem ott is, mert
the important part, right, was to make sure that they were still identifiably cleaners.
Okay.
So they'll still, when you fight against them, they should still feel familiar. You know, you still get the assaults, the grunts that kind of want to get in close and use their flamethrower and circle around you. In fact, actually, we went to silly lengths to make sure that tank is in the exact same position. So when they lower that shoulder and run, you can hit it.
Still can pop the tank.
Like we really wanted to do that to make sure that people are like, oh, okay, like these are like still familiar. But right, so under the hood though,
nem, Imre, szerintem igazából ezért is vezették be ezt a plusz 10 szintet, tehát hogy Washington DC-ben minden marad a régibe, 500-ról fölmegy 515-re az elérhető gear score. De amikor, olyan, mint hogy akkor házik külön ügynököd lenne. Tehát, hogyha át fast travel-öz a New Yorkba, akkor az ottani karakteret fog betölteni, ami mondjuk 40-es szintű.
I don't think I want to spoil it. We can talk about it in a couple weeks on Stay the Game with Mackenzie here.
Ha utána újra visszamész New Yorkra, akkor az ottani elmentett karakteredet veszi elő.
Alright. Can we say the same for the Rikers, or is there anything else? I want to take a look, because we have some art for those as well.
So the interesting thing about the Rikers, right, is this time around, I think especially, like we really wanted to kind of find out who the Rikers were kind of as a faction, and
nem mondtak még Gears-atakról semmit, Sixtine.
Even more than we did before, I think, you know. Really making sure that they feel really different to fight against and not just another faction.
Viszont ez nagyon érdekes akkor ezek szerint, sőt, muszáj lesz így csinálniuk, hogy kvázi két különböző karaktered lesz egy New York-i, meg egy washingtoni karaktered, mert a New Yorkban megszerezhető exkluzív cuccokat visszavinni Washingtonba, DZ-be, az elég OP lenne.
We have a tank that has like a flasher on a shield and he uses a nail gun.
A nail?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not like feigning
Washingtonban
that
nem
I
lesz
didn't know that. I
Imre.
legit
And the
had no
nails
idea
like
there's a nail
stick
gun.
in the environment, stick in targets and stuff like that.
What?
You can cause bleed. Then we also have like what we call the OG Rikers, which are they're actually Rikers that survived. Because a lot of the Rikers actually were not original Rikers now. They actually got like recruited.
Egyébként a frakcióról beszélnek most az előzőben, a cleanerekről beszéltek, és most a Rikerekről mesélik, hogy kétféle Rikerből fog állni ez a frakció. Lesznek újak, és lesznek, akik még az eredeti hurrikán előtti túlélők, akiket mi nem nyírtunk ki az első részben.
You, like as a player, you went to Washington D.C. and you've been fighting there, but meanwhile, like, you know, shit was going down in New York, and so the factions have been there and they've been fighting, and they've been fighting against division agents. They've been fighting against each other. So, you know, it makes sense that they're all still a bit more battle-hardened and actually
ez érdekes egyébként, ez a Uplay felvetés, Günti, mert
they've been at it for a while now, and they're still there. The factions still exist.
Attól függő, hogy milyen hosszúak a szezonok, lehet, hogy jobban megéri a Uplay Plus. Imre, egyelőre csak azt mondom, amit én gondolok.
We should. It's not in the notes, but
Elvileg benne kell, hogy legyen a Uplay Plusban, igen.
No, but we should. This is why we're here. And again, I said it before, and I checked with people, so I couldn't get fired. But I don't have a time limit.
That's fine. Drew's going to get fired, not you.
Exactly.
So,
bye, chat.
But
it was nice. It was nice knowing you.
But if we're talking about LMB, we kind of need to talk about Black Tusk in the same operation, right? Like
exactly. Okay. So, as you remember, right, like in Division 1, the Last Man Battalion, the LMB, their leader was taken out.
In true Ubisoft style, the helicopter goes down.
Yes. So basically, like any kind of private militia, and I think John actually alluded to this back when we did our narrative recap. Like they basically would go to kind of the highest bidder, or the person.
Oké, hat is, hogy mondjuk 3 havonta jön új tartalom, csak az a kérdés, hogy ugyanezért a 30 euróért, tehát hogy ezt egyszer kifizeted, bár hogyha innen nézem, akkor az első alapgémet is megvetted 50-ért, és utána megkaptad a írtót, akkor gondolom, hogy csak egyszer kell kifizetni, és akkor egész évre meg vagy.
Black Tusk was getting a little stale every time you fought against them. Well, we've refreshed them. So there's a new rusher in town.
A Black Tuskosokat is újra gondolták.
And so they're the rusher, and the old rusher is now we have renamed drone operator.
Okay.
And they're now less kind of often in combat. And there's also the new support. Which people might remember from the LMB, which has basically a healing high.
Hát igen, csak nem jön ki úgy árérték arányba, tehát akkor szerintem senki nem fog 4 bossért 30 eurót adni.
The LMB, but there are 2 new big dog variants.
Ja, szerintem is Crashkány. Most, hogyha az egész játékot adatták 50-ért, akkor ugyanazt a játékot egy sokkal kisebb DLC-vel nem adhatják. 120-ért a második évad. Rájuk gyújtanák a svéd irodát.
Also, even though they both use fire, so I can understand why people would think, they are very similar. They are like, in terms of ideology, they're completely on the two opposite sides of the spectrum. Because on one hand, you have the outcasts that are actually I wouldn't say using, but you know, like they have things going on with the virus and all of that, and they're survivors from the
hát a level 30-as boost az csak azoknak kell, Günti, akik nem játszottak a játékkal egyik és eddig, és most megveszik, és rögtön a New Yorkba akarnak bemenni, nem pedig Washingtonba.
Even though they look like they might have similar means, they actually have very, very different ideologies. So.
And they fight very differently as well, actually.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's
Raid az külső helyszín, Imre.
I think a future stream. I mean, I know we've said this.
Szerintem ugyanúgy a BO-ból kell majd a Washington BO-ból indítani.
At some point, we should do a whole stream on that, exactly how they think, because that'd be super cool.
Yes.
We've got the 5 new name zones you kind of mentioned before.
4.
Right?
4 plus Haven.
That's what I mean. It says 5 here, but that's what is meant by this.
I think that's probably what that means.
Yeah, because it has a name, and it's big and pretty.
It's a zone.
Yep. It technically is, actually. So they're technically correct, but yes, it's 4.
Please do correct if any of these come out wrong. 5 new main missions.
Az én YouTube csatornában Pitster.
It's a little bit
Ha az nem elég, akkor nem tudom, mire gondolsz.
But that's not. We need to say more about it because
hetente csinálok összefoglalót játékról.
But yes, the important thing is it's very different, right? So Warlords of New York is all about an investigation. So you are there hunting Aaron Keener, and to get to Aaron Keener, you need to find out where he is, right? And the best way to do that is to find his lieutenants. And so you have his rogue agent.
Most azt magyarázzák el újra, hogy mind a négyet meg kell keresni. Ezért a 30 perc a State of the Game stream, és 5 perc az én videóm. Ezt a sok bullshit-et, ezt minden rakom be.
So we actually have side missions and other content that are kind of all pieced together with main missions to kind of create this investigation thread.
Yeah, we have the 8 new side missions, like you say, the open world activities.
Yeah, living world system of course returns.
Lusta vagyok. Sokkal nehezebb valamit tömören értelmesen összefoglalni, mint össze-vissza blablázni 20 percen keresztül.
And I think that's really important to say, because it's not just a map where you go to do your, your story content and then you go back to Washington DC and like it's really
nem tudom még
really a whole new piece of map and also a whole new piece of endgame that comes with it, with all the activities, all the things you can explore, like all the exploration you had in Washington DC, going off-road, going on the right, and then discovering a new space.
Elképzelhető, mert szerintem a holnapi State of the Game az értelmetlen lesz, úgyhogy lehet, hogy akkor csinálok egyet.
So it's really just a whole entire like new piece of world that we're putting out.
And a few secrets.
I love that you would do that. Someone was asking in chat are there more control points.
Imre lesz egy újra balanszolás is a gear score emeléssel, úgyhogy elvileg nem teljesen.
We're already running way over time. My favorite podcast host always like, Troy LaValle from Glass Cannon, so it's like, we're going long.
We're going long, yeah.
We're doing that.
Those guys ezt pont beleraktam, jó?
Shout out to Glass Cannon.
Who's totally watching, I'm sure.
They're not watching. I would love if they would. I think you will be joining us a little bit later in the show. Stick around. We're going to have maybe some Q&A at the end. We'll see what happens depending if we're still awake.
Yeah.
We have another microphone.
Oh my God, there's so much to talk about.
We'll chat. But for now, we're going to head to a little bit of a transition so we can unhook these guys from the microphones, bring on 2 new guests, and we'll be back to talk about the new end game with Trick and Andrada. So this will be a lot of fun. Do not go anywhere.
Na, most jön a divat diktátor a zöld körmével.
Whatever you're imbibing, get more of it, because we are going long. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Na, most beszélnek majd az új endgame-ről. Kíváncsi leszek egyébként, talán itt fogják elmondani, hogy mi van akkor, hogyha oda-vissza mászkálsz a 2 terület között. Nem tudom, remélem, hogy valami okos dolgot találtak ki. Egyelőre nyilván sötétbe tapogatózunk, de ez is ilyen furcsa, hogy most akkor megszerzek egy exotikot New Yorkba, és nem tudom visszavinni Washingtonba. Ha visszaveszem, akkor milyen szinten fog mondjuk ez a pisztolyka. Köszönöm szépen a költéseket, srácok. Nem működik az alertem valamiért, úgyhogy nem tudom, hogy mi van. Aki nem tette, az nyomjon a követésre is. Meg a YouTube subscriber is. Szóval valamilyen megoldás biztos van rá, remélem el is mondják, vagy hogy legalább annyi esze lesz valakinek chatben, hogy megkérdezi. Nem is tudom, mennyien nézik. 22 000-en. Na cső.
Na bizony.
Semmi különös. Nézzük a live-ot. Így kevesen.
Ja.
Na mit szólsz az Ultimate Edition-öthöz?
Hát az, hogy bevehetik.
Még nem mondták egyébként. Kíváncsi vagyok, de én erősen kétlem.
Néztem, hogy itt ilyen külön a játék.
Ginti.
Külön maga a játék, a Div 2, az most 83%-kal van leakciózva.
Azt én is néztem, hogy ezt nem teljesen értem, hogy számolták ki a 60 eurót a kettőt együtt, és ott van mellette 10 euróért az alapjáték, 30-ért meg egy kibaszott DLC.
Igen, Az expansion az 30 €, és ugye meg lehet venni a játékot egybe 50-60 € úgy, hogy...
Hát ezt mondom, hogy amúgy meg tudod venni 40 külön-külön.
Számolta ki, ő is pont ezt írta a DC-n, hogy 52 € is meg lehet venni, ha külön veszed meg a 3 tartalmat.
Ja.
Hogy minek fizessél.
Mire gondolsz, Kakasú, hogy simát?
Welcome back, everyone. We're gonna get stuck into the next section. I'm excited to talk about it, the new end game, right? So Trick, Andrada, thanks for joining. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I hope you're not too tired.
I'm so excited.
Yes?
I can't be tired anymore.
Yeah. Trick, you've been here before. Andrada, like, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
This is going to be a lot of fun. So, firstly,
lead progression designer.
But maybe just give us the cliff notes on that.
Hello, I'm Trick Dempsey. I'm senior game designer. I handle a lot of endgame systems like bounties and invasions and now seasons, which I can finally talk about. And I'm super excited.
Ő tervezte a szuper szimpatikus fiú, tervezte a seasonöket, úgyhogy hamarosan megtudunk arról is többet.
I can. So yeah, my name is Andrada Grechuk. I work as a lead progression designer on The Division. I've been working on The Division for a while, both games. So yeah, my team is a progression design team. Trick is actually now with the progression design team. So has been historically working on loot and economy and topics like that. For Warlords of New York, sorry. I've been working a lot with the sort of the campaign, the story campaign, a bit, and also the onboarding topics. So it's a little bit of everything in terms of progression.
Nice. But of all the people, we were actually talking about this before, because I was asking a question about 2013, because we were both here in 2013, but you've been here at Massive for a while. Yeah. I think longer than anyone that people will see on the stream today.
Yeah, so. I've been at Massive for 9 years and.
Wow.
Yeah, a veteran of Massive.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start at the start. The first thing we want to talk about is the SHD levels. What can you tell us about those?
Ja, hogy meg is szűnik a gear score.
So before we get there, can I just give a little bit of how we get to these SHD levels? Because I promise we'll get right to it. But basically, like Drew was saying, we have a new story campaign. So we get you from level 30 to level 40. And we do that, we actually tried something a little bit different this time. You'll see you can actually try to target the various lieutenants in whatever order you want. So we scale the content a little bit differently. So you have a little bit more freedom of movement. So once you're done with that,
akármilyen sorrendben lehet őket megcsinálni, és így is úgy is hozzáigazítják a tartalmakat.
We're introducing shade level, which is using your endgame XP to better your character permanently by increasing some stats. And I think we're going through that later in more detail.
I think Bruce is pretty keen to talk about that.
Wow.
Talk about how that all works. You've seen Bruce on the stream before, and he's like...
Tehát ugye a karakterfejlődés 40 szint után átvált SHD szintre, és az Endgame XP-ből tudsz majd az SHD szinteken keresztül karakter pluszokat venni magadnak, statisztikákat. Nem a geared, hanem a te karakterednek nem marad abba a fejlődése.
What happens to your character at 5:15? Like I go to New York, right?
Yeah.
And no more gear score anymore.
Yeah.
How do you get to New York?
So actually, you can, no matter where you left off from in the division, if you are World Tier 5 or and your score 500, or if you are level 29, you can just jump straight to
hogy lehet visszamenni.
You just go to the New York pilot, and then you get boosted to a level 30 character. So you can start playing right away, and once you get to New York, your character will be a level 30 character. You'll keep your gear, so your precious build will be with you, and you'll start getting level 31 gear.
That's really cool. I do think also people should know that they can't go back to DC until they finish the storyline of New York, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. You gotta finish that whole thing. Go through the
whole. Egyszer bemész New Yorkba, addig nem mehetsz vissza DC-be, amíg be nem fejezed a New York-értet.
Do the plot. You can then go back and forth between DC and New York. correct?
Yeah, and once you're back in DC, everything is 40, and you can just switch between them.
And there's some pretty other major changes happening there while you're out, so it's good when you come back.
Ja, akkor értem, azért van, mert úgy lesz megoldva, hogy elmész New Yorkba, felhúzod magad 40-es szintig, és utána visszamehetsz Washingtonba, és minden 40-es szintű lesz. Tehát nincs mód arra, hogy Washingtonba húz magad fel 30-ról 40-re.
Yeah, particularly when we get into seasons, we'll talk a little bit like there is a lot of stuff that is unique to happening inside of DC once you're once the sort of in-game seasons cadence has started.
But also, for example, so of course you reach level 40, and then your real gear hunt starts. So you now have the stats that are, and you have god rolls. So your aim will be to get god rolls across the board, right? And so that will be your number one sort of hunt. And actually, so we've introduced the loot targeted system, targeted loot system, and the New York map will have those pools as well. So you can use the
New Yorkban is lesz target loot. Elég furcsa lett volna, ha elvették volna.
Talk about all the gear things that are coming. I want to go over to something that I think would kind of sneak under the radar of features, but I think is one of the coolest things coming in Worlds of New York: global difficulty. It's one of those kind of like maybe not sexy terms.
Yeah,
but is a huge game changer.
So it's really strange. Like the gear that you get from going to higher difficulties is better. Like it starts having essentially a different base power that all the we do a lot of generation stuff to loot, and it's rad. And so you're trying to chase that better and better rolls and get those into your recal bench. And upping the difficulty is a really great way to do that. But also, you've got this whole big open world. Why not just change the difficulty there? What if you could just change the difficulty of the open world so that everyone's heroic now? Wouldn't that be just wild and possible?
Lehet állítani majd az open world-nek a nehézségét.
And I love just letting people make mistakes. It's a delight.
Az durva. Heroik is lehet majd az open world.
Get into the end game, you can immediately go into global settings and you can change your world to hard or your world to challenging. It brings all of the control points up with it as well, so everything's control points are all level 2. Control points are all level 3.
That's mad.
It's wild. Also, you may have noticed that I said that you can change it all the way up to heroic. Every single mission in the game and every faction now supports heroic. And that's going to happen for all people in World Tier 5 as well.
Minden küldetésnek és mindennek lesz heroic verziója is.
Worlds of New York is out, you can go and play Roosevelt on heroic against the outcasts.
Ez még érdekes, tehát nem csak úgy van heroic, hogy a Black Tasknak van heroicja, tehát hogyha kiválasztod a heroicot, akkor mindenképpen Black Tasknak mész, hanem lehet majd úgy menni küldetést, hogy Outcast és az eredeti frakció, mondjuk az Outcast, vagy heroicon az Outcastek ellen.
Yeah, I really want to stress how important this change is, because we really wanted to make sure that like upping the difficulty on the content really, on the missions that you're playing, really meant something to your chances to get better gear. And while we've had that in the past, I feel like now we've gotten to a place where we can actually feel like, yes, we can balance it the way we want, and you can feel the difference when you
Mindenkinek milyen kipihent
arca. Visualize it, absolutely. So higher power on the items and higher chances for god rolls with every upgrade.
Nice.
Oh
no, please.
I wanted to just piggyback on the heroic difficulty for missions and say they were also adding legendary difficulty.
Legendary is like incredible. We're doing it to 3 missions. So the 3 main strongholds inside of DC itself. So that's Roosevelt Island, District Union Arena, and Capitol now have an upgraded version of Black Tusk. So it's Black Tusk who, it's not just, we're not just doing numbers to these guys. They are meaner, more terrible human beings. They aim for the head. They aren't fooled by you trying to go around in a circle from behind cover, or at least not as much. They acquire a target very quickly. They spend less time. They react to skills faster. And it's just all of them, whether they're a
Szóval az van, hogy a normál frakciók is megkapják a heroikot, és a 3 sötét tuskós Stronghold fogja megkapni az új nehézségi szintet, a Legendary-t.
Cool.
And the upgraded Black Tusk are just a human nightmare. They're just the worst, most terrible people you've ever met.
Drew's got some info about those, so we'll be around to talk about those. I think talking about them doesn't really do them justice.
I cheat them down to story and they still kill me. Like,
okay. Cool. I like it. There was a question in chat. I don't know if we have the right people here to answer it, but does the global difficulty affect the raid, or is that outside of that?
So we want to preserve the raid experience. So, like, global difficulty directives, global events, when we talk about them, don't apply to the raid, because we don't want you to be setting stuff on the leaderboard or anything like that that would give you a competitive advantage based on odd settings. Or we also don't want people to be changing their campaign and their DC and New York experience so that they can have a
raidet nem fogja érinteni sem a globál eventek, sem pedig a globál nehézség.
At level 40 with Warlords of New York.
Cool.
So you can play the raid in level 40 scaling.
At both 30 and 40, so they're two separate, essentially, versions of it.
Do we know what the rewards for level 40 will be yet, or we should leave that for another day?
Lesz level 40-en is raid.
Level 40 rewards.
Okay. All right, I tried. Sorry, chat.
Level 40-es lootért, akármi is legyen az.
I have a note in front of me. I'm trying to remember this. Legendary mode actually does have some unique vanity associated with it.
Cool.
It's not a lot, but it is some unique vanity that you get for actually like getting this major achievement.
I want to show off.
It does look rad as hell, so I'm really happy with it. Actually, a lot of the vanity things that we've had are.
Zsolt, erről még nem volt szó.
And since it's the highest difficulty, the highest chances for the most powerful loot.
Oh yeah,
of course.
We go up. Like
that's Do not overlook that difficulty across everything, if increased, will give you higher chances for better stuff.
And XP, which matters a lot now for your shade level.
Így van, Mike. Ezt mondták ők is. Híróik Open World levelni kontrollban.
You can see why this one's going to go long. Seasons. We can talk about it now.
I can finally talk about it.
We did a bit of an oopsie soft back for the PTS a while ago, and someone was like, "Seasons."
Oh yeah, the prototype for Seasons made its way out into PTS.
What that?
I guess months ago, because I've been busy. We've all been busy.
Yeah.
So Seasons is a new additional layer of progression. It starts 7 days after we launch. So on March 10th at like 7 a.m. I think, like standard time. I don't know. GMT 0. What? Like it starts. What happens immediately at that point is the first target of the seasonal manhunt appears, and so after you've defeated Keener, that's not the end of the world. There is more stuff happening in it, and new targets are surfaced by the Shade Network that must be dealt with. There's a strong narrative to it. Like there's you will collect information on these people. They're presented in the same way as the main Warlords of New York campaign, and each new target, each one of the new lieutenants is going to appear every 3 weeks. They're going to get added to the map. But while you are pursuing them, you gain season levels, which is a way of getting rewards along the track that you can
szóval egy héttel a DLC után megjelenik, tehát hogyha befejezted az Aaron Keenert, akkor 3 hetente új lieutenantet dob ki neked az SHD Network, és 3 hetente új target van, gondolom 1-2 felvezető küldetésre, és ez az első 3 hétnek a jutalmai, és akkor vannak season szintek.
And then the first league starts. Oh my God, I get to talk about leagues. Can I talk about leagues now? Is that all right?
I will allow it.
All right. So leagues are a way to compete both with other players on a leaderboard, but also with set milestones that we've developed. They say, hey, try to beat this particular mission
lesz leaderboard, szuper fontos.
As fast as you can, and like pops a timer on screen and essentially like says, oh, you're almost got the first place time. Oh, you missed it. Now try the second place time. Oops, you missed it. Now try the third place time. And in addition, there are also some grindable stuff like light outcasts on fire.
That's cool.
And leagues last for 2 weeks. They give you essentially like 2 whole chances to gain a bunch of stages, to earn rewards towards getting some unique vanity pieces, like new backpack trophies and patches, as well as a bunch
szóval ezek a ligák, ezek leaderboardok lesznek, és igazából ilyen vanity itemekért.
And then you play those for up to 2 weeks. And meanwhile, during the second week of those leagues, a global event will start. So you saw polarity switch there, which is really just, it's my favorite. No, okay, the second one's my favorite. But I've got a lot of children, I love them all.
És akkor havonta lesz egy hétnyi globál event.
I'm suddenly negatively charged, and until I reload or change weapons, I'll remain negatively charged, and there are negatively and positively charged enemies, and they all have to die. How do I deal with this? And it's a juggling act of trying to have the right weapons and combinations of skills to be able to handle the fact that you can not be able to hurt opposite polarity people, but greatly regret hurting opposite polarity people.
Interesting.
And it's just such a weird juggling match to do. It's entirely opt-in. It's full of special challenges that if you complete those challenges, you can get rewards that include patches and gear and
Ez nem baj, Tomi, hogyha a jóktól tanulnak.
It's a really strange way of playing the game, and it applies to everything inside of the open world. So all of the missions doesn't happen in Dark Zones, doesn't happen in the raid, but everywhere else is just alive with this totally new way to play, cool. As well as a list of like dumb calls to action, like, hey, switch the polarity of 50 enemies. Also, figure out how to switch the polarity of enemies.
Punching enemies as well?
It is punching them right in the face.
That's cool.
Works in real life.
Spoilers. Wait, don't encourage people to punch each other in the face.
It depends on who they are. Shoot,
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Television. And what's wild is like all of that is going on in the framework of this new target who is being developed over the course of the season with new storyline. And when you get to them, I'll be ambiguous, they also, much like the bosses of Warlords of New York, have a unique skill. She has the EMP sticky bomb
tehát ezeknek a 3 hetente érkező lieutenanteknek is ugyanúgy meg lesz a saját skillje. És akkor 4 hetente, vagy hát körülbelül 4 heti forgásban lesz az, hogy elindul egy új liga, egy új globál event, egy új story. Akkor viszont biztos, hogy egész éves passz a 30 euró.
So they now it's just super clear. Oh, gain this many levels. It tracks how many of them to get your next key. Here's how many keys you have. Here's how many pieces of the collection you've got. It's really nice to just have it all in one package and one piece of UI that's available for anyone who's participating in seasons, which unlock when you've completed the main campaign of Warlords of New York. I feel like I've left something else out, like the reward track in its entirety. Ella, can we show the reward track? I forgot about it.
Yeah, let's show the reward track.
We can say that with every new season we're going to add new gear.
Ez ugyanaz a dupla reward track, mint minden máshol.
4 new brands. We're adding 10 new exotics. 2 new weapons. 19 new named weapons.
Ezt most már jó pár éve így oldják meg.
Majd ez lesz a kérdés, igen, hogy a prémiumot meg lehet játékban keresni, vagy nem.
So it's wild. You can see an example of just the first 5 season levels here. There's a premium track that you can buy a pass to gain access to, and you've got that top track. That top track contains one of every gear piece, every gear set piece. So you can see some of the new set there, whose name is redacted. But those are also new named weapons along the top. So every named weapon, just one copy of each of the gear set pieces.
Mondjuk a normálban megkapsz minden gear setből egyet, meg egy named weapont.
Click page through this reward track and see, here's all of the new kinds of gear that are available.
Alul inkább vanity itemek vannak.
Vanity-k vannak,
Of course, this loot will all this gear will be in loot drops and rewards and so on.
És akkor lesz ehhez season pass.
Filling up the levels.
Hát akkor gondolom, hogy ha csak vanity, akkor az pénzért kell venni.
Hát de az meg, tehát fizetsz egy tartalomért, egy DLC-ért, és akkor még fizessél egy season pass-ért.
Hát a vanity-ért.
Okay. That's cool. There's a lot. My brain is kind of overflowing. I'm glad I have some notes to guide me.
Mint a PUBG esetében, így van, Imre.
Good.
Can we talk about those?
Yeah.
So directives are back. You may have loved them in the Underground expansion. I loved them a whole bunch. And now we've brought them back for in any mission. You can walk up to the meeting stone, or you can do it from the map, and you can be like, you know what? I hate mini maps. I just hate them. I hate them to death. I don't want to know where the enemies are. Don't tell me.
Március 3 Logan, és Thomas nem, a Season Pass 1 tulajok nem kapnak semmit.
Yes, exact. It's so good. And you could have, oh, I don't believe in regeneration. So like my regen stat no longer matters. I do not regenerate out of combat, nothing. You can have like ammo limiters. There are 5 of them. I love them all. They're all my children. But if you don't think that you just want them for a mission, you can also, when you're setting global difficulty, decide, hey, I'm gonna
igen, Crash Guy, de a Season Pass, amit pénzért kell megvenni, az csak Vanity-re jó. Csak, hogy új skineket kapjál, meg mit tudom én, ilyen hülyeségeket. Ha az nem érdekel, vagy neked nem ér pénzt, akkor nem kell megvenni. Attól még tudod játszani normálisan a játékot, és az új lootot meg fogod kapni. Extra pénz nélkül is.
A pretty important multiplier in EXP. So you have the global difficulty for loot, and then you have your directives lever. So you can basically customize your sort of session.
Miután csak Vanity-re rakták, ezért azt gondolom, hogy nem. Szerintem nagyjából ezzel akarják kivezetni ezt az egész ládagyűjtögetős Vanity eventes cuccot.
They'll do it, man.
I know they will. I just want to see
it.
Season 1 alatt készítettek, ami alapból is járna, csak áttették Hírtőre így. Az ebből azt is mondhatnád, Logan, hogy a 2-t az 1 alatt csinálták, és az is járna az 1-hez. Ez nem így működik.
Yes, still coming in spring.
In both level 30 and 40 variants, so if you don't own...
For everybody.
Yeah, so let's say I don't buy Worlds of New York, I can still play
it at 30.
The level 40 raid. It's
play it at level
30. Yes. You can play the raid at 30 and get the appropriate rewards.
Na, az új raid mindenkinek ingyen jön, és 30-as szinten is lehet majd játszani.
It says here, it's the Foundry. I don't think that name has ever been said.
It has, because we showed images.
Oh yeah,
of
no,
it.
we did. Okay.
Yeah.
Oof. I always just like have a little panic attack.
Me too. I saw it in the notes and I was just like, did we really ever say this out loud?
Yeah, but the Foundry.
Yes.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I do want to clarify, that is spring Northern Hemisphere.
Right.
The moment I was like,
wow,
someone's going to come back and be like, spring. That could be September. September 1st is Southern Hemisphere spring.
Sorry, that was insensitive.
No, it's just the way the world works, and I get real mad about it.
Yes, I can. Oh my God.
We get so used about talking about these Northern Hemisphere seasons.
Oh God.
We do, because we don't want to say a specific
Az LGTV szakmai ártalak, inkább vagy.
People are people too, you know? That's true. So, come on. I see you. It's currently 9:30 in the morning in New Zealand, and 7:30 in Sydney and Melbourne, so... Hey, good morning. You should be watching the stream. I hope you are.
Yeah, they've had time
We're
to get
a morning
coffee.
show now.
Yeah,
I have coffee. We're good.
There you go. That's
Meglátjuk, Imre.
You see it, sure. New exotic weapons and gear. There's I think we've shown some art for one of the exotics. There's some other ones that you'll see peppered throughout the show. We're not going to talk about exactly what they are and what they do, but there are a bunch of them. You mentioned before
Mondták Crash Cry, hogy máshonnan lehet skineket szerezni.
And named pieces.
Gondolom, igen.
I mean, that's it, right? What else can we say about those? Do you have any favorites?
There's something called I know its dev name.
Yeah, it's...
there's a holster that lights people near you on fire that I just enjoy the hell out of, because I play very aggro builds and I can use that CC to my advantage. There's a whole bunch of them. There's a gun that doesn't
Logan, hogy utána havonta érkezik új.
I'm going to talk about that with Bruce in a little bit. I know he's very fond of it. And
12 hónapon keresztül.
Let us know some things about that. I have thoughts. New secrets. What can you tell us about those? So there's some things, and again, we need to kind of maybe not...
Ha nem érdekelnek az új sztori küldetések, meg az új gear, akkor nem ér 30 eurót. Ennyire egyszerű a történet.
Drew kind of alluded to this in a previous stream on State of the Game. There's hunters and more. We're not going to spoil exactly what those are for you. They are...
Yeah.
They're going to be really cool.
They're really fun.
New audio logs from things, that...
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, and we've gotten, it's kind of weird. You may have noticed that in certain patches, we've updated the locations of the audio logs throughout the game. And essentially we've followed that same
consistency minden gear mindenhol elérhető lesz, meg a módosítók is, meg nem tudom én. És valószínűleg, hogyha visszamentek DayZ-be, akkor mindenkit normalizálnak, bár a PvP-ről végén fognak beszélni, de akkor ezért van a level 40 meg a level 30.
Hát valószínű.
So Drew did say this to me earlier, and I'll say it now.
Az ugye elég durva lenne, hogy egy level 40-es karakterrel visszamenni DayZ-be, és a level 30-asra gyilkolásznál.
the Division 2 at launch, DC, but they're not hunters.
No.
So,
tudod, mi lesz a
not going to
ciki?
say what that is. It's
Fele klánod megveszi, fele meg nem, akkor 30-as vagy 40-es raidre mentek.
So theorycraft that.
És a raid is így
lesz.
lesz.
A 30-as és 40-es szinten lesz raid, aha.
Velassi still exists. I'm just going to say that. That's not tied to this, but I'm just glad that Velassi is still in the world. That's all I'll say.
There's also one more thing that like makes its way back inside of New York is that we have the.
Nem, hát ugye a küldetéseknél is úgy van, hogy skálázza a sebzésedet, úgyhogy valószínűleg ott is ezzel fognak trükközni.
Shade caches and find this special bounty boss inside for each of the different name zones. That's not a player-facing term. For each of the districts of New York.
Yeah.
And like now, because you don't have perks to purchase at the base of operations, you have a different use for shade caches, shade tech.
Yeah.
Shade tech. That's what it's called.
Shade tech.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, keep an eye out for these big yellow crates in the safe houses. They require shade tech, and you can open them, and you're going to get really good loot.
Az egyébként is túlnépesedett klánunkból még hogyan szórjunk ki népet.
That's very cool. There is, if you are wanting to get some more information about some of the things that happened on today's show, you should definitely go check out the website. So thedivisiongame.com has some. I'm pretty sure there's an article on seasons actually on the website right now. So go and check that out.
Előbb annyi, hogy hagyjátok már chatbe abba ezt a raidezést, mert úgyse lesz róla szó.
Most mondták, hogy jön tavaszra.
I'm seeing shaking heads. I think I'm back in 2 weeks.
Oh, we changed it. It's just in the notes. Okay, no, that's the week after.
Március vége, április közepén
Tomorrow's
jön.
something different. This hasn't been updated. We switched some things around because things. Are there any other things that you feel like we've missed? I know that we are, again, way over time, but I love it.
Maybe we can recap a little bit.
Please.
So what do you care about when you reach endgame? Your gear. Get your god rolls. Super important.
Yeah.
Upgrade that recal bench. Get every single thing in them like they're Pokemon, but they're weapons.
That's a really good one. Shade level. Get that shade level up.
Yes.
Get your season levels to get all those sweet gear sets and named items and stuff.
Yeah.
Ez a SHD level, ez egy érdekes koncepció.
And then we talked about it before. I want to go back to it. I mentioned earlier that I think it's the
Hát ez igazából tök új elem, mert eddig a karaktered megállt, csak a gearedet tudtad fejleszteni, de elvileg
I play like the way that I play
ezzel a
right now.
karaktert is tudod.
I'm using fresh characters so that I can experience the game, but generally too hard, and then put on all 5 directives, and just, it is wild to be without most of the resources that Division agents are used to. Like, it's a very hardcore game at that point.
Anything else, Andrea, do you think before you need to head off? Or
Igen, Crash.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah, I think you can start going into the nitty-gritty of the...
All right. Well, thank you, Trick and Andrada, for joining. This was a lot of fun. Again, time check, it's 9:30 p.m.
Good Lord.
We wanted to make sure that people all around the world could watch it. Unfortunately, the world is completely round, and no matter where you are, there will always be someone who is trying to watch this in the middle of the night. We feel for you. But this was the best way to reach the most people. So we'll be up here late and coming to work late tomorrow, I think. Thank you so much again, Trick, Andrada. We'll have you back on again. We might have a Q&A session at the end of this, depending on if chat wants that. We'll see. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you again soon. Do not go anywhere, everyone, because Frederick and Bruce, I think we have next. Yeah, we're going to talk about the core gameplay overhaul in a bit more depth. So if you have any questions about that,
Na, most jönnek a fegyveresek.
Enjoy this transition as we unhook microphones and show you some pretty things. All right, thanks. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Bye.
Még csak 2 van neki. Át kell pakolni a mikrofont a másik emberek.
Hát, ez egy csórós stúdió, nem veszi senki a DLC-t, bazdmeg, nincs pénz Mikire.
Nincs pénz 10 darab mikroportra, bazdmeg.
Ez kurva jól néz ki ez a fegyver.
Ja, eléggé betegül néz ki.
Nagyon tetszik.
Markolat van.
Twister ki szokták adni egyébként, de biztos föl lesz Redditen egy összefoglaló, ki szokták adni blogpostba, fórum, official, hivatalos fórumra kiteszik. Én is szoktam róla videót csinálni, szerintem egy pár helyen lehet tájékozódni. Cigiszünetet kérdezd meg, elvileg itt van messzi valahol. Legalábbis korábban itt volt. Na tessék. Fogsz írni róla? Hopp. Elvileg nem, Krisztián, visszamész Washingtonba, akkor ugyanúgy 40-es szintű leszel, oda is érkeznek az új nehézségi szintek. Ott is ugyanúgy más lesz a Heroic, meg a Legendary, és ugye, mint ahogy most is, hogy a különböző szintű, tehát mit tudom én, bemész akármilyen Gear score-ral egy level 15-ös játékos mellé játszani, akkor sincs akkora különbség, mert egymáshoz skálázza a sebzéseket. De elvileg PvE-ben ezért nem fogod érezni, hogyha egymás mellett játszik egy 30-as meg egy 40-es szintű. A PvP-ben pedig normalizálás lesz ugyanígy. Megszúrom magam vele a végén. Ne nézd bele olyan közelről a csőbe, Imre, és akkor nem szúrja meg az orrodat. Szia, Maxo. Na, de jó, figyelj, YouTube az úgy döntött, hogy nullán néznek engem. Tessék. Holnapra, igen főnök, azonnal holnapra. Most így. Vége van 11 órakor, és reggel 7-re kész leszek vele, jó?
Természetes. De most neki is állszom, hogy lekapcsoljuk ezt az egészet is.
Hajnali egykor is késő lenne. Ja, meg közben csinálom a videót, mindjárt kész. Season Pass 1 nincs, nem kell hozzá Season Pass 1. Csak az alapjáték. Júj! Cowboy got no chill. Ha már nem fordítom, a lényeget összefoglalom, hogy szinkron tolmácsnak még nem tanítottak meg.
Kár.
Szia Szőszke, gyakorlatilag mindenről lemaradtál. Ne haragudj. Aki másfél óra késéssel jön, az...
Welcome back. Ooh, how you guys feeling?
Yeah, I'm hyped.
You alright?
Yeah, it's finally out there, all of it.
You must be excited to finally talk about your babies.
Oof, so good.
Yeah?
You know when we said back in the old State of the Game that there would be new things to play, new things to get? I think we brought it.
I hate being vague, man.
Yeah.
So it's nice to finally be able to, you know.
You might say we brought the thunder.
Oh no, don't even. Anyway.
He loves
ja,
it.
Ja, most értjük meg, mit jelent ez a house, oké. Egy a fegyver.
Just a spoiler alert, Bruce has kind of been put on, like, Tinder hooks because I tricked him into thinking his mic was live when he was, like, dropping cues.
I thought I had a hot mic moment.
Wait, we just talked about how Voltron invades New York, and I didn't mean to... Well, that doesn't actually happen, by the way.
The fact that you play the dog, you just... No. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But it's okay? We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
We're good.
We're going to talk about gear.
Yes, please.
RPG.
Firstly, there might be a bunch of people in chat who have never heard of any of us before. My name's Hamish. I'm one of the people that work here. I help with these streams and things.
Az jó, akkor holnap kipróbáljuk az epizód 3-at.
Content lead, but it's misleading because I don't work on game content, so we just say host for this. Frederick, Bruce, who are you and what do you do here at Massive?
I'm one of the game designers working with Frederick on a lot of, I guess my major responsibility has been RPG and gear sort of balance meta work for the most part, along with shade level stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about.
Sajnálod, Zozó, hogy nincsen ebből is Ultimate verzió?
Én szeretnék, de én, hát igen, sajnálom nagyon.
De milyen jó lenne egy olyan Season Pass-es Ultimate verzió, ami nem ad, hanem töröl egy-két skint a mostaniak közül.
Ez teljesen jó lenne, hogy kitörölni mondjuk az első karakteremet, vagy úgy a ládámat úgy eltüntetni a pályáról. Katasztrófa. Létezik Ultimate verzió, csak ugye most már az új DLC-vel.
Na gyerünk, pörögjenek a csírek, hát miből lesz 30 euró megvenni a DLC-t?
Look into a watch. Very cool, man. I'm excited.
Na nézzük.
What should we start with?
We just get Frederick's introduction.
Oh, anyway, people know Frederick.
I'm Frederick. We do gear. together. There you go.
Cool. We sit in a small room and we argue a lot.
That we do loudly.
All right. We did talk about these changes a few weeks back about changes to the core gameplay, you know, the RPG system, the way that people
we couldn't give all the context then.
Yeah, people were famously knowing that we had a budget system about dropped. That's been changed.
Köszi Zsolt.
And now everything
Pia helyett DLC. Fú, valaki banolja.
Bar, how high something can go, you know how close it is to being the perfect like god roll, you know if something's bad, you know if something's good. Here it's just much more straightforward.
Yeah.
It's one of the things we wanted to do. We want to make gear intuitive. Like if you just look at a piece of gear, read it, make a decision if you want to wear it immediately. So we also removed a bunch of barriers to entry, like requirements on balance, so that you can get that joy of just like, oh, this piece is great. I'm going to try it on and try how it feels. So that's there.
Yeah.
A lot of obscure knowledge removed. You know, you don't have to know what can roll on what, etc. So those were kind of our goals. Make intuitive gear with more build opportunities than ever before.
Remélem megsavanyodott.
With this.
I do think it's worth telling people that regardless of if you own the expansion or not,
very important.
This will be the way that you experience loot globally across the game.
Yeah. No. Hát ezt már láttuk igazából. Nem annyira újdonság.
Made adjustments and changes. You can see like the Badger Tough brand set has a much more strong sort of profile and player sort of call to action, which is you start with an increase in shotgun damage, and then you go on from there, and you know, this is encouraging you to play aggressively, to get up close and personal, and you boost your armor, but it's also going to give you armor on kill as well.
Azzal kinyírnák.
Brand set.
Mondjuk, hogyha adott Gear score-on csak, tehát hogyha tervezik azt, hogy mint 3 havonta emelnek, akkor nem lenne az annyira nagy probléma.
So Rivenware is now a skill damage brand set. And there's been adjustments as well to Fenris, which is we're doubling down on what makes assault rifles effective, which is, you know,
akkor februárban nem lesz semmi. Holnap jön ki az új epizód.
Attributes from brand sets that felt perhaps unintuitive or counterintuitive to what you would expect from that kind of a profile for the brand.
Cool.
And those things, specifically brands, they
tényleg tölt valamit a izé?
Strike through even if you stay at level 3. If you can't buy the expansion, or maybe you can't buy the expansion yet because it's not into the month and you don't have cash, or whatever reason why you want to hold off, you can still play the game at level 30. You'll still get these changes to gear. You'll still be able to see the bars and all of this stuff. And in fact,
március 3, igen, a DLC, de az fizetős. A holnap ez ingyenes mindenkinek.
Hát
van, Pass tartalmazza.
Hát olyan ingyenes, hogy alig 90 euró volt az Ultimate.
Igen. És ahhoz amúgy 110 euró volt az Ultimate Edition eredetileg. És az akciósan. Tehát 120 volt valójában, csak 109,9-re levitték izével, ugye volt rajta egy ilyen akció, úgymond, és akkor abból ugye lejött a...
So, recalibration, as mentioned in the excellent summary.
Na, újra kalibrációra még nem volt szó.
Ennyi.
Idea is if you found something, a good roll once, and extracted it from that piece of gear, then you can just use that to your heart's content. So if you found a really good roll of crit chance for chess pieces,
március 3-án jön. Jó ét, Mike.
At your recal bench from that piece, then you can use that roll and put it on any chess piece you find from then on.
Mit kérdeztem?
Because you can do it and input it in that number of times, once it's there, it sort of becomes this goal to find all of the best rolls in the game and fill that bench, right? And you can even see it in the presentation of the bench. It'll light up orange.
Ja, hogy te játszol délután 2-től.
You have everything perfectly collected in there, etc.
It's also really satisfying when you see a piece of gear drop and then you see that, oh, this is something that I actually, this is better than anything I have stored.
Yeah.
Is very satisfying.
Cool. I don't know if we have that on that image.
Karbantartást írtak 9:30-12:30-ra. Ja, azt fogják még egy 4 órával meghosszabbítani, és utána már csak egy 2,5 óra folyamatos delta. És ezt nem játszottuk is vele.
2-kor lehet, hogy te se fogsz játszani. Hanem majd így instant delta és Mike-ok fognak.
Delta kommandó.
it's going to make like quality of life for being out in the field.
De lesz váltakozós lesz, mert lesz Delta 3, meg Delta 4.
Most már van többféle.
Hát egyik a szerver oldali, másik kliens oldali.
Hát pedig Szöszke nem ez lenne az első.
Skill tiers? 6 skill tiers, one for each slot of gear that you can equip.
Yeah. So that'll put you up there. And then there's also a way, we showed a video about the overcharged turret, right? Yeah. The way I like to think of it is skill tier 7, that you can't reach any other way than through special
Yeah, it has this quality of, like, if we're referencing World of Warcraft, of bloodlust, like a temporary, like, super boost that you can get every once in a while that will make your skills do really
Van még olyan delta, amit nem találtak ki, Günti? Azt gondolod?
I would be very stupid if I did not ask you about...
Wake Up nem végleges számok vannak, ez egy dev buildből van. Úgyhogy, de egyébként kaptak a skillek boostot, mert hogy csak kevesebbet lehet majd használni. Ezért csodálkoznék a 95%-on.
Two core stats, which you'll recognize from the live game, so you get damage. You'll see how well they've rolled in terms of damage on a bar, just like all the other stats that we're showing now. And then the type bonus, you know, crit chance for SMGs, etc. And then they have a third role, which can be a lot of the things that used to appear as like static talents, like extra mag size or RPM, or even crit damage or headshot damage. So you can get this third bonus role on orange weapons that can be a whole spectrum of different random attributes. So you can find an SMG with crit chance and crit damage on it, or an assault rifle with damage to health, which it already has at base, and then maybe headshot damage on it. Would be a good role. And then it has its active talent, which is the big active talent that it used to have.
Jön élesbe, március 3-án.
Hologram projection on the gun, etc.
Okay. Can you drop us any like hot nuggets about new weapons?
Exotic weapons? You got any?
We've seen a couple. Just before this segment, we saw.
So what should we?
Let's call that one out, Lady Death.
Yeah. So should I describe what it does?
Let's go for Lady Death.
So the SMG with the gnarly looking spiky brass knuckles on the vertical grip is quite spicy, and it synergizes exceptionally well with a certain gear set that I'm not going to spoil or reveal. But let's just say it fits very well within the sort of niche of the aggressive, flanking, high-tempo, movement-based.
It's run and gun.
It is the epitome of run and gun. Yeah. As you're moving, you gain stacks, and you gain more stacks when you're sprinting. And when you're shooting, you consume these stacks to amplify your damage. And that's an important new sort of verbiage or nomenclature.
Pont erről a boxeres fegyverről beszéltek, hogy ilyen run and gun lesz, sokat kell mozogni, és akkor kapsz bónuszokat.
Over all of our sort of weapon talents and gear in order to make the descriptive text and how we explain what they do very, very intuitive and clear. So whenever you see something that says amplifies your damage, it means that it's going to take the big sum total of all of
hiszem, ha látom Logan, hogyha az entemet kijavítják.
It's going to take the final damage value and amplify it by that talent.
It's very clear. So Lady Death, that SMG, has a talent called Breathe Free, and that's this, as you move, you're building stacks, and as you shoot, you consume stacks to amplify your damage quite significantly. And when you kill somebody, you get a run speed buff as well, which you can keep chaining and just go on a murder spree.
It's pretty rad.
It's pretty great.
You get a move, sorry?
Yeah, on kill.
You turn into a frenzy bob?
You go.
If you want to go there,
sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so excited about it.
Give me your huddled masses. Yeah. To breathe free.
But on that note, like we want our exotics to do these big ticket things that are easy to understand, so they don't.
Hát ez érdekes, ez exotikus. Azt mondják, hogy ha mozogsz, akkor damage bónuszt kapsz, és ha megölsz valamit, akkor meg futás bónuszt kapsz. És akkor felváltva tudsz gyorsan futni és mozogni, gyűjteni a bónuszokat, aztán meg sokat sebezni. Ez mondjuk egy PvP katasztrófának hangzik kapásból. Az per definíció.
Így van. Ez nagyon hasznos, hogy PvP csatában.
Should we spoil the gold?
Az eddig nem volt elég csirketánc, majd most másfélszeres sebességen.
We're going to show
Do you want the honor? Of
sure. So have we showed the golden LMG yet? It's coming up, so I'll spoil it before it gets there. So there's a gun called, and this is a throwback for everybody who played the Division 1, called the Bullet King. Ooh. And it has a talent called Bullet Hell, and the talent reads, this gun does not need to be reloaded. And
this is what I was saying. I have
every 100 hits replenishes everybody's ammo.
And shout out to Adrian.
Yeah.
One of its,
attachments
is called the mag of holding.
Don't do it.
So yes, you can essentially shoot without ever reloading. It has it makes sense. This is all realistic.
Yeah, sure.
But it has arguably the highest stain.
Kihoznak egy olyan fegyvert, amit soha nem kell újra tölteni.
But it does one more thing.
Exotikus.
Every 100 bullets that hit a target.
Yeah. Replenish.
És utána minden századik töltény, minden századik találat után az egész csapatnak visszatöltöd az ammóját.
Disclaimer, Bruce and I play D&D together, and traditionally I hate the bag of holding in
the dumbest thing.
It's the worst.
It's super dumb.
And if anyone from Wizards of the Coast is watching, just get rid of it.
Kill that, and kill the luck feat. That's a...
Anyway.
Okay, moving on.
Anyway, I think gear, yes. So just in summary, you're going to be able to climb, obviously, to level 40. At level 40, there's no gear score. That system is something we had in the World Tiers, and that's not at level 40. So you're just going to be improving your gear by what you see. The bars that grow and get better rolls, etc. Get better rolls at higher difficulties, etc.
Szóval egy az egyben megszabadulnak
There's going to be new exotics, new gear sets, new brands, all of that stuff. If you stay at level 30 for whatever reason, please don't jump in with us. But if you do, you're still going to get a higher gear score that you can climb to and new stuff to loot. All of the new talents on gear are available at level 30 as well. So you're not missing out on that part of the meta.
Szóval minden fegyver és minden cucc elérhető lesz level 30-on is. Magyarul, aki megvette a játékot és nem akarja az új DLC-t, az valamilyen szinten a jövőben is fog kapni frissítéseket, ha más nem gearben.
How would you explain it to someone who is like, I've got to level 40, there's this new thing. Why am I interested in
without going into too much depth, it's essentially a system that's going to be very familiar, I think, to most players who play action RPGs or looter shooters and whatnot. So think of Paragon levels or the badass rank system. It's a way for the player to essentially continue
a saját játékokat ők hasonlítják Paragonokhoz.
Incremental, discrete increases or improvements to their attributes in various ways. Yeah, and essentially you've got 4 core sort of nodes with subnodes, and each of them pertain to weapon offense, skills, defense, and I guess weapon handling and whatnot. And there's we mentioned it's an infinite system, but the sort of it's quite finite in that we don't want players to essentially become uber gods after 1,000 hours of playtime, right? There is a cap to it. But you can continue to level this up. The
progression beyond next level, right?
At an infinite, near infinite, or right now there is no limit, so you could go as high as the sky is the limit. And there's prestige rewards that go along with that, with cosmetic unlocks and whatnot.
Okay, szóval végtelen lesz az új SHD szint. De csak egy darabig kapsz értük új statokat, utána már csak kitüntetések járnak érte.
Hát valószínűleg úgy lesz mindenáltalán mindenhol, hogy 100-as szintig el lehet rúgni, aztán utána mehetsz tovább, de...
We'll have new gear sets?
Well, it says, will we have new gear sets? We will have new gear sets, and all of the existing gear sets have been revamped.
Cool. So old exotics will be trash, ?
All gear you have
Március 3, Péter.
Gear score 500, and the new max is 515. You judge if it's trash or not. Like, if you're going to go to 40, your current exotics are not going to cut it clearly, because that's 10 level above.
Will we see any of the old exotics dropping at level 40?
You'll be able to
absolutely.
You'll be able to get all of the old exotics, which have also all been revamped to fit the new style of gear, and they will be available at level 40.
But my current exotics, my gear score 500 exotics, when I am level 40, can be considered trash.
When you're level 40, then...
You're going to be wanting to hunt the level 40 version.
To be fair, that's not exactly exclusive.
Okay, Eagle Bearerről is lesz level 40-es verzió.
That's kind of what happens in a major expansion where you increase levels. Yeah. That's kind of what happens.
So Gear 2.0 come with Episode 3 tomorrow?
No.
That's the stuff we talked about instead of game, Gear 2.0, all of that belongs to the same patch that drops with Warlords, which is TU8, right?
Én ki nem farmolom még egyszer, bazd meg, rohadjanak meg.
Megint
farmolhatom ki neked? Igen, Clever. Mert én nem fogom.
And just to reiterate, all of those changes
Ezt is életem végéig fogom hallgatni.
All of the changes to the gear game, all the new talents, all that stuff for free.
Cool. Sorry, I was typing completely nondescript messages. That one just said still re, and I don't know what she means. So it's free.
Yeah, everybody should know that it's almost 10 o'clock at night here, and people are, you know, like they get late at night, you get a little bit tired.
She did want us to reiterate that those things are
Günti,
accessible to people
Year
who do
2
not
az
buy.
mindig is fizetősnek volt számom.
Yes, we wanted to make sure that you know that. And also, still re. Hashtag still re.
That's actually the name of that rat-themed pistols talent.
Still re?
No.
Please. Oh my god.
Should we move on to the Dark Zone? I know a lot of people want to talk about the Dark Zone and PvP, and we'd be remiss of us not to spend enough time on that.
Please, hit me with it, man. People have been itching for Dark
Imre
Zone.
nagyjából igen.
Yeah, I mean, the Dark Zone is important to us. We didn't have an opportunity to have a new Dark Zone in the New York map, but the old Dark Zones have been revamped in
Szóval
terms
lesz
of
új Dark
systems and
Zone
in terms of what
New
we're trying to
Yorkban.
accomplish. So we're trying to find our way back to some of what made the Division 1 Dark Zone experience great. And we've kind of deliberated along, and we kind of feel we want to streamline it, make it quite intuitive. We want to make sure that it's a place you only go to if you're ready to throw down. Like, it's not a place to go and harmlessly farm PvE activities. It's a place to only go if you're ready to encounter
Nem
other
Günti,
players.
a
Even
New
if
York be
you're
se
not
volt
gonna fight them,
jelentve
you can play
eleinte.
alongside them or whatever. That's
Ez
what
mindig
that
is az
zone is
utolsó
for. There's
epizódnak
enough
volt
PvE
számva, mert ők már akkor
farming in the
tudták, hogy az
game,
új
in the
expansion New York
missions
lesz.
and open
És ez az
world and
átkötő
stuff like that.
We just talked about with Trek as
epizód, ez a
well.
3-as, ami
Difficulty,
holnap
there seems to
kijön.
be even more reason to where the PvE is. And I know the discussion we've had a lot with the community since a long time ago. People ask, a PvE Dark Zone. It's really not needed from the sounds of things.
No, and it's some of the things we're doing, we're making sure that the stuff you get from the Dark Zone, be it gear, which is going to be good gear from the Dark Zone.
That's important to emphasize.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
it's going to be good
the Dark
gear.
Zone is one of the best places.
Az EB-hez ahhoz raidezni is kell, Günti.
Any exclusive gear? I'll put you in the spot.
Hiába játszol 1000 órát, igen, hogyha nem raidba vagy.
One of them is
Hát akkor se kapsz raid nélkül EB-t.
So whether you go there to get gear, or maybe, you know, at some point you're done with your build or whatever, and you go there for currencies to buy it from the weekly Dark Zone vendor, the currency or Dark Zone XP, those things can only be gotten from things that have to do with interacting with other players. You know, kills, extractions,
De most jön egy csomó új exotik, lehet, hogy van közöttük jó. Mint például az a
killing rogues, being rogue, going manhunt, all of the things that have to do with other players. Those are the things that give those things. That means you're not going to get any uncontaminated loot that you can just waltz out with. You got to extract. Currency, you can see what's on the gear.
Eltörlik az uncontaminated lootot a DayZ-ből.
And maybe you disassemble it, and then you get some Dark Zone currency, but that's also contaminated. Also got to be extracted. And all of that means that we're going to draw people more to the extraction points. And we've also done some tweaking to the difficulty level, so it's not such a hard wall sometimes. And then one of the other big things...
There's a lot of under the hood stuff.
There's a lot of little under the hood stuff.
It's difficult to kind of... we're kind of glossing over.
Yeah, and we're going to talk more about the Dark Zone
work that have been put into the Dark Zone.
We're going to have a bit more to talk about.
Shout out to Gustav and Fabian for doing it. But I'm just going to go on a little bit more about it. So also the occupied versus non-occupied Dark Zone kind of revamped that concept. So we don't want you to feel excluded from any of the Dark Zones.
De én is 64. környéken kaptam az első sajátot.
We don't want you to feel that you have to play a certain Dark Zone because it's in a certain mode. So now the Dark Zone rules are the same, and the Dark Zone scaling is sort of the same everywhere. So there's no occupied versus normal. We've revamped the rogue system to a simpler rogue system. What used to be the occupied dark zone is still different in that it's invaded that week, just like missions get invaded, so it's the Black Tusk that you're fighting, but otherwise it's the same dark zone. We're taking the best parts of both, so the manhunt, kind of going high manhunt and stuff like that. We've taken that from the ODZ, applied it everywhere. We gotten rid of
Hoppá, ugyanaz a manhunt lesz, mint ami az ODZ-ben, az lesz mindenhol.
Or you're not rogue, so it's
Magyarul
simpler in that regard.
majdnem, hogy visszajön a Division 1-es
Simplify the rogue system, you're going to gloss over that. So I was going to ask you to please tell us what that actually means for players.
We can be controversial for people, but let's just dive in. So we want you to be able to, it is a push button to go rogue, but we want you to get that moment that you currently get in the ODZ where you can get the drop on someone. We don't want to lose that. So we revamped the push to go rogue to be very, very fast. So it's like a 300 ms press, I think, like that. Very fast button press.
Lecsökkentették a rugóválás idejét.
So if you're aiming, you can press it.
1/3 másodpercre.
Go rogue and you can start shooting. So that's really important because you can still like walk against someone, go rogue, and then start shooting them. But you still get that little split second of like announcement that nearby agent is going rogue to maybe react. So we think it's probably our best compromise between, the kind of unforgiving nature of going rogue and getting a slight heads up anyway.
But I mean, the 300 millisecond alert is quick.
Right? That's quick, but it's PvP. You gotta have quick reactions.
Yeah. So like that whole voice line.
Hát igazából, jó, ebbe igazából, hogy akkor most annyit csinálnak, hogy akkor ez csak PvP lesz. Hát, hogy inkább azt az utat választják, hogy nem próbálják meg berángatni. Nem próbálják meg
We apply a non-denominal multiplier to the butt clench factor that is not insignificant.
Yeah. So it is after 10 p.m. here.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
way past my bedtime.
And we've actually, so instead of just 2 extraction points, however, we've added 1 more. So now there's 3 extractions in a zone, so there's a little bit more options. But when you fire that flare, you're going to sweat. You're going to feel it because it's a big signal that goes out. Everyone in the zone can see it. And because everything is so enraptured or revolves around these players, important extraction is because it's the only way to actually get this valuable loot out, especially now considering the fact that some of that loot is quite powerful and rare and exotic. You're going. It's dicey.
Yeah. And we also went in and revamped what you get. The perks you get, for your Dark Zone level, and remove the things that kind of try to avoid PvP interactions. So things that shorten extractions and stuff like that have been revamped some. So just to make sure that we maintain that balance where you can get to an extraction that you see going on, and because it now means something what Dark Zone rank you are, because the XP can only be gotten from things that have to do with other players, including reviving players and including protecting extraction zones, even if you don't have something on the rope.
You can be a guardian. You can just patrol the Dark Zone, protect other players, protect their extracts. I mean, they might look at you sideways, but get that shepherd rank up.
I love that.
But you also lose significant if you die to PvP. So it means something to maintain a high Dark Zone.
Egész videóban.
Vagy nem tudom, Euronix, hogy faszom tudja, milyen időben.
But I really want to say it now.
Lesz loot, csak nem lesz nem contaminated, tehát minden fertőzött lesz, és mindent ki kell vinni. És ha lebontod őket, akkor megkapod a Dark Zone-os alapanyagokat, de azt is ki kell menteni.
You can turn it to team only, or you can turn it off. What you hear?
No, but I mean, sometimes not everyone's as nice as you, Canadian Bruce.
I apologize to everyone I kill in the Dark Zone.
You're like, oh,
yeah, you do.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And then
we're doing accent now. I don't know, man. Yeah, so
go for it.
We probably forget things right now about the Dark Zone that are important, but I think that
ammo crates.
Yeah, we added ammo crates at every extraction site just so you can have somewhere to replenish. I think that's a lot of people want that.
Na lesz ammo az extraction pointoknál.
We want the Dark Zone to be a place that you go to get good gear, sure, but you get it in dangerous ways, right? Or you are dangerous to people who are there to get gear, and you get their gear. We want to get back to that heart of what it is to be in the dark side.
Szerintem ez nem rossz gondolat, hogy inkább mindent sokkal inkább a PvP-re hegyezni, és békén hagyni a PvE játékosokat.
I want to mention though, a lot of PvP players out there.
Csak annyit mondtak Messi, hogy tavasz.
The gear changes, we've been talking about and we've been showing, like the amount of impact that and the complete rebalance of the skills with the skill tier refactoring, that affects how PvP plays in the short term. What it feels like to one-on-one someone or 1v4 someone or whatever. Those things have significantly changed. And we really spent a lot of time thinking about talents, thinking about
megnézném azt az eséskelést.
and how that feels in the dark zone.
I know, like, let's be real. I know a lot of PvP players out there have felt like we haven't been talking about these things. I totally hear you.
We've been talking about them.
We've been talking about them as well.
It comes up on a daily instance. Like when we're talking about talents, we're talking about weapons, we're talking about gear sets. How does this play? How does this feel? What is this going to look like in the dark zone?
Right. To put you on the spot, obviously we've got a lot of Division 2 stuff coming and a commitment to putting a lot of awesome stuff out there. Is PvP something that, I know there's a lot of changes coming, but are you going to be looking at it closely for keeping an eye on it and making sure it is as tight as possibly can be?
PvP will always be where people call us out on if we've done the balance wrong. Let's just be real.
No, it's true.
Because that's when you get exposed to build rather than just use a build. So for sure we keep an eye on PvP.
I spent more time than I care to admit. I spent at least half the hours in the dark zone as well.
Igen, a Gunner specet végre lehetne hol húzni.
One last thing.
Új raidbe.
We brought back the moment when Isaac tells you that you lost connection to the Shade Network when you first go into the Dark Zone, to bring back the mood of entering a dangerous place. I know it's a small detail, but it's important.
The devil's in the details.
Yeah. All right.
Mozgó Razorback, az persze, azt kéne még csak.
Nigh on an hour and a half, and I love it, but we still have to get some more people back in here. Yeah, thank you. Is it? So there's more exotics. Can you give me one more? Can you give me one more?
One more exotic?
Gear?
Yeah,
okay,
gear
so
piece.
Trick already mentioned Imperial Dynasty, so let's talk about... Well, we could talk about how one of them has changed, Gunslinger Holster. So that one now, this only applies to pistols, so forget about your sawed-off double barrel. But while your pistol is holstered in the Gunslinger Dodge City holster, you're building up stacks. And each one of those stacks, if I'm not mistaken, amplifies the damage of the first shot out of your pistol when you fire it by 100% and goes up to 10 stacks.
No, by 10 and goes up to 10 stacks, I think.
What did I say?
By 100%.
By 100%.
Anyway,
no, each stack multiplies amplifies the damage by 100%, so it goes up to 1,000%.
When you pull that out and shoot, you're going to murder someone.
You're going to do a lot of damage with...
Ez érdekes, a mostani Gunslinger pisztolytáskon megváltozik úgy, hogy ha benne van a pisztolyod, tehát más fegyvert használsz, akkor fölépítesz ilyen stackeket, és összesen 1000% extra sebzést lehet összeszedni. Ilyen one-shot pisztoly.
Hogy a pisztolyon, hogyha az első lövés, az 10 stacket jelent.
Hát, hogy föl tudod stackelni odáig, az mondjuk raiden érdekes be, az meg egy 1000%-os sebzés. Nem, közben diktálok nekik, Günti, azt jegyzetelik.
Oh yeah, no, Ellis is. The Bullet King, if someone else knew that, that'd be really weird. The Bullet King LMG.
We mentioned the Bullet King LMG that never has to be reloaded. I think in the visuals, you're going to see why.
All right.
Mag of holding.
Oh no.
Oh, please. All right.
Transition.
Yeah, all right. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes to wrap up the stream and hang out a little bit more. We'll see you in a few. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Mert mindent fejből tudnak Messi. Szóval igen, ezt a Gunslinger holster átalakítást mondta el, csak azon gondolkodtak, hogy melyik egzotikusról meséljenek, még azért nyomkodta a tollat hirtelen. Ez a Bullet King kifogyhatatlan lőszeres LMG. De biztos, hogy lesz, vagy 5-ös RPM-je.
Ilyen tak. Igazából nem kifogyhatatlan, ez 1000 lőszer lesz benne, csak az 12 óra alatt lövi ki.
Győzött kivárni. Nem kell reloadolni, figyelj.
Hát egyesével újra tudod mindig. Lesz minden egy
De biztos, hogy az RPM-mel fognak játszani, hát hogyha, mert ugye a többi fegyvernek is a DPS-jében, vagy hát ugye a végleges damage outputján bele van számolva a reload. Tehát, hogyha nem lesz reload, akkor nem lesz 500-os RPM-je se, vagy a sebzése lesz kevesebb.
Ha puska lesz, azt olyan sebzése lesz neki, hogy ezért így lepattog, megy a köpködő.
Olyan nagyon szíves segítenék nekik, Günti, annyi ötletem van, de hát sose hívnak.
Istenem. De igaza van azért Clevernek, hogy legalább a Gunner speciet végre lehet húzni, ha lesz új raid.
Mert minek?
Hát, ez egy hosszú történet.
Írok rá egy programot. Helyes Grape. Nagyon híres vagyok? Yeah. Ma voltunk 200-on is, úgyhogy annyi még nem voltak live-on soha. Még az E3-at sem néztük annyi. Hát köszönjük, Messi. Egyre több, kicsit több információ kelleténél hagyja el a billentyűzetedet. Azért cserélgethetnék. Micu, köszönöm szépen a Twitch Prime-ot. Nagyon kedves a támogatás. Köszönöm, hogy miért nem ment az effekt, azt nem tudom. Na, valami nem adja a Streamlabs-el. Én legalábbis nem láttam, hogy ment volna. De az event az látszik, oké.
Holnap reggel 9-kor a videóból kiderül is, hogy mit gondol, nem?
Ja, persze. Már írom.
Jegyzetelsz azért közben?
Én? Nem, már videóscriptet írom.
Yeah. One of my favorite streams we've ever done.
Yes.
It's been honestly a blast to talk about new stuff for this long. I always love when
we've been going for a while.
It's fun, man.
It's good. It's good.
Like,
we could keep going.
Yeah, thanks.
We have to sleep.
Like, thanks, chat. Tomorrow. Wherever you're at, on Twitch, on Mixer, on YouTube, if you're hanging out with us and been here the whole time, you are the real MVPs of this whole thing because. It's just cool to be able to talk.
Ez már csak az összefoglaló. Nem tudom, eddig meg fogom venni és ki fogom próbálni. Ez még mehet két felé is. Én azt gondolom, hogy néhány változás az már nagyon régen érett. Hogyha tényleg úgy csinálják meg, hogy ez használható is legyen, akkor szerintem lesz értelme a második évnek. Én hiányom a game módot, hogy be sincsen harangozva.
Yeah, right. I mean, we get that. You've been there for all the ETFs, right? And that's the question we get. Like the week after the ETF, people are like, "Oh, ETF! Now everything changes now." That's not really how it works. Just over time, that influence starts to show.
That's right.
Cool.
There's always kind of two layers when we do an ETF.
De tényleg, Günti, de tudom, hogy meg van írva legalább 2 build gear videóm. És akárhányszor elkezdtem csinálni, mindig bejelentettek valami hülyeséget. 3 havonta újra húzták a geart. Faszom fog. Persze tudom, hogy kint vannak azok a youtuberek, akik 2 hetente ez az új metabuild, ez az új metabuild, de én nem szeretek trash contentet gyártani. elég szar már így is a csatorna.
It's something that is extremely valuable. And you know, even when we were doing TU6 and we were doing a lot of changes to the game with TU6,
egy kicsit attól tartok, hogy sovány lesz ez a havonta egyszer történik valami a játékban. Hogy nem lesz eléggé változatos.
Actually, I realized we haven't done it yet. I set up a couple of buttons earlier on our mixer over there, and we can change what's happening on the screen. I just want, I mean, people might be sick of this looping environment video. This is, we might even have time to bring it up because this is part of the stream from earlier, the main event stuff, which was streamed in 24 FPS. We have it in 60 FPS. That wasn't our thing, but I will see.
Is that hello? I'm Drew Reckner.
Yeah, exactly. No, not yet, but that comes in later, I think. Or maybe this is your voiceover bit.
Yeah, I think this one is
yeah.
But we'll come back to this later. I'll have it up in the background for now because it's pretty. While we talk about some other things.
Nem tudom, az igazság, hogy ha nem lesz holnap videó, akkor azért, mert meg akarom várni az official blogpostot. Azért nem olyan nagyon bőven fejtették ki azt, hogy mi is lesz igazából a második éves tartalom.
Dark Hours, which is the existing raid, that is going to be made available at level 40 with the release of Warlords of New York. So then you will have it both at level 30 still and level 40. And then there is the new raid, the second raid that's going to be releasing in spring. And that one will be made available both also at level 40 and level 30. So what that means is that you don't actually need to own Warlords of New York to play it. You can play the level 40 version if you have Warlords of New York, but if you don't have Warlords of New York, you will be able to play the level 30 version.
Érzed, hogy holnap még lesz egy összesítő?
That's right. And when is the Foundry raid slated to come?
In spring.
Northern Hemisphere spring. Please.
Our spring. Sweden spring.
Én értettem valamit félre.
Sweden spring.
I mean, if Sweden has spring, because
szoktak.
Usually,
summer to winter and winter to summer.
Yeah, exactly.
But
szoktak kiadni összefoglalókat.
No, it's not called fall. Just please. No, that's really cool.
Thank you, Hamish, for clarifying.
No, I'm excited. No,
right. Very clear.
It's a very important thing.
People come here for the accurate seasonal remarks.
That's right. That's right.
It's important.
That's right.
Yeah.
And thank you for representing our Southern Hemisphere players.
Don't
think about them enough. We love you.
No, but I joke, but actually it's one of the things that growing up, like, in the Southern Hemisphere, I always get pissed off.
Yeah.
So it's
fair.
Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry.
Thank you. I
failed you.
Ja, persze, Günti, hát ez mindig olyan, hogy aztán majd mi hogy sikerül, de...
Thank you. All right, so like we said before, we have State of the Games coming up. You'll be joining us for some of those. We'll go a bit deeper on some things.
De érdekes ez is, hogy most tényleg level 40-en újra kéne farmolnom ezért az első raidet.
There's a lot to talk about with just our new endgame in general, right? So we really want to talk about that.
Hát vannak olyan gépszettek is, amik csak ott esnek, nem? Nem, az már nincs.
Hát igen, az állarc, vagy a mellé hátizsák, de igazából abba bízom, hogy...
Az sem, mert ahhoz meg van blueprint.
That is tomorrow.
And that's tomorrow.
Blueprint az mindig a szintedet.
Te nem a talentes verzióból vagy, de?
Hát most is azt nem tudom. Sosem, tehát azóta nem craftoltam.
Szerintem van, ami raid exkluzív. Upgrade blueprint nem lesz Exo 40-re? Hát, az elég kényelmes lenne, csak gyanítom, hogy nem.
Spoilers.
We'll talk a little bit about legendary difficulty.
De lehet, hogy lesz. Az mondjuk egy eléggé jó fejhúzás lenne.
And then of course.
Csak annyit mondok, hogy Ultimate Edition, és akkor ez a jó fejhúzást így egy egybe így le körülírtam.
I recognize that backpack.
Which backpack?
In Seasons.
Oh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Funny that.
It was interesting.
Funny.
Interesting color.
What does it mean? So there's a huge list of stuff. I mean, we've talked about it before. Level 40, gear score 515 for other people, new main missions, new side missions, new open world areas, recalibration, exotics, new gear and weapon skills, SHD levels, all the seasons, which we'll go in a little bit deeper on. Legendary difficulty, heroic difficulty, new bounties, new factions, like we talked before. We've got Rikers Cleaners. We've got some Black Tusk LMB team-ups. Oh my God! I see on this list now.
Crew.
We haven't even talked about peacekeepers.
It's true.
Yeah, and peacekeepers. That's right. That brand new.
Damn.
Friendlies.
Peacekeeper.
Cool. So,
ja.
Not JTF.
Barátságos frakció.
You know, I see where this conversation's
going. How do they rank?
I see where this conversation's going. Okay. I get it. I know.
Igen, ez fizetős DLC lesz. Jön holnap az ingyenes befejező rész, és utána a következő évad, következő 12 hónapnak a tartalmaért újra fizetni kell 30 eurót.
Yes, okay, so JTF, Stormtroopers, Peacekeepers.
Okay. Well, that's so mean. Right. They were trying.
Yeah.
They seemed nice.
Yeah, they were very supportive of the agent.
Good people.
They're like, Agent, we've come here to save the day. Can you actually do everything? We're just gonna look busy.
We'll just get the
and take your cover.
But it is I think one of the things that people will. But when you do arrive in New York, there's a bit of distrust of you as an agent, right?
That's right.
Like you've left. You're like, I'm too big for New York. I'm out. I'm gonna go to.
Igen, mert valójában ez nem egy írtó passz lesz, hanem egy expansion, tehát egy kiegészítő lesz ehhez a játékhoz.
Yeah, I mean, so essentially, right? You arrive.
Egy új térképterülettel, meg egy csomó új sztori küldetéssel. Meg...
A Diablo 3-hoz volt egy expansion set, és azt nem vettem, hogy tudtál játszani vele, csak...
Ugyanúgy jönnek majd az update-ek az alapjátékhoz is, de az expansionben új dolgok lesznek.
Yeah, this was the... Can I say this, Yannick?
Sure.
Can I say this? So...
Hát attól még kihaladtam, még befejezték ezt az évet is, érted? Nem nagyon tudnak mit csinálni. Szia, Okti, nem lesz új játékmód, úgy tűnik.
Nagyokus sarról.
I think it's I mean, that's an interesting part of the whole story as well. It's the fact that takes place so 8 months after the...
Hát végülis de, mert a globál eventek visszajönnek, tehát hogy ha azt nézzük, akkor az is game mód, úgyhogy lesznek, de nem olyan klasszikus értelemben, hogy valami olyan újrajátszhatósági élmény nyújtó, mint egy Underground, egy Survival vagy egy Resistance, ilyesmiről nem esett szó.
És a globál eventekben is ugyanúgy lesz, mint az egyben, hogy lesz ilyen ambush, ilyenek.
Hát most, amit mondott a globál eventről, az leginkább az underground módosítókhoz hasonlított, hogy van minden szereplőnek a játékban egy töltése, és akkor csak azokat az NPC-ket tud sebezni, akiknek ugyanolyan a jele, mint neked. Ilyesmik.
The expansion is separate from the year one pass.
Yes, it's separate.
Yes, cool. Just wanted to clarify that. We obviously have new secrets and collectibles. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Echoes.
I'm super excited
audio
about
logs.
Something that we're absolutely not going to talk about.
This is what I said before. The not hunters.
Yeah, that makes yeah. It's a lot of fun in the game. It really changes up the way some run-of-the-mill content kind of happens. Yep.
And new commendations and achievements, the global difficulty stuff we talked about with Trick before. We did not talk about full gear dyes, and I know you love them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
All right, we can talk about this?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I'm so excited.
Talk about it.
All right. So,
most tényleg fontosabb srácok.
A lot of us and probably a lot of players can maybe
nem. Full gear dye, be lehet festeni teljesen a gearedet.
In Division 2, where like the gear dyes that you'd pick up, especially the solid ones,
végre mindenki rózsaszínbe futkároz az idézőben.
Kind of only applied to like a third
if that,
of the gear
covered pieces of the gear.
And I was like, kind of disappointed. Like sometimes it was really cool, right? But other times you're like, hey, I just want actually like my whole backpack to be white or whatever, right? So. Super excited.
You're unreasonably
excited by this little thing.
Hatalmas mellényeket eltüntetni a karakterről, bazd meg.
Inkább azzal kéne foglalkozni, így van.
you want all black, all white, all red,
mert meg tök jó
whatever.
pólók, meg izék felsők vannak a játékban, és amire relatíve jól néznek ki, csak a kibaszott mellényát akarja.
I'm unreasonably excited about that.
What color do you think Lionel is going to go for?
One of each on each piece.
Yeah, exactly. That's. I mean, we know that. Yeah,
that's true.
There's something else actually that I feel like we haven't talked about, and we're probably not going to talk about, because I just remembered actually when we were you know, sitting backstage, and that is.
We don't have a stage. Don't make people feel like
we're actually sitting in a meeting room.
In a meeting room.
Yeah, that.
You make it sound so fancy.
Cool. Yeah. In the green room. We have new character heads.
Yes, that's true.
We have new character heads. So when you create a character, you're going to see a bunch of.
Úristen, hát ezt de örülök, hogy ezt nem felejtettétek. Vannak új karakterfejek. Most verem a seggemet a földhöz, annyira örülök.
So you can,
ez azoknak jó, hogy nincs 4 karakterjük, és most csinálhatnak egy harmadikat, vagy negyediket, vagy esetleg csak egy másodikat. Igaz, clever.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, exactly, and like we kind of forget about this.
De ez csak hardcore lehet.
Things like that are in this expansion, that like, yeah, they're so cool. So, like that was one of the first things I did, right, was to create my original character, and I, you know, kind of role played like, oh, I've always been in New York, and I just traveled from Midtown to downtown.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you want to create a new character and say that's my character from the first game, you can make one that really has the same likeness.
I do just want to. We're going to have. I see a bunch of questions coming in. We'll come to those in a second. But just to reiterate, there are a bunch of things for people that do not buy the expansion. But the RPG overhaul, the gear streamlining, the skill power refactorization, the Dark Zone improvements as well are part of that too. All of the changes coming in the Dark Zone.
That's right.
So do not sleep on those changes as well because they are core to the game. For sure.
Hát én azt tudom mindenkinek javasolni, hogy próbálják ki az új Gear 2.0-át, és az alapján döntsék el az expansion packet.
Very cool. Got anything else like gear dice for me, Drew?
Gearban is lesz új Dark Zone, igen. De mindegyik át lesz dolgozva.
Yes, but I don't think we should talk about it on the stream, because,
we got things to talk about, and we're super deep. There is one question, even though we're going to come back after a really quick break and maybe just throw a few questions at some people. If no one's heading home just yet, I guess.
No.
All right. We'll stick around for a few minutes and answer some questions. But Fog of War.
Yeah.
That's one of the things as you experience the map that's different.
That's right.
New York.
So when you go to New York and you play the campaign and you go through the world, you're actually discovering the map as you go through. So you're actually discovering, like you'll actually clear the map and you'll see it kind of animate into the nice 3D model of the map and stuff as you uncover it. And basically as you get that information, you also uncover, you know, the activities that are there, the loot, the shape.
Hogy lesz Fog of War, nem mindent látsz elsőre, hanem szépen fel kell fedezgetni a térképet. Hát ezt sem érzem annyira kritikusnak. Mondjuk egy kicsit talán így jobb a felfedezési élmény.
A Google Maps nem mutatja meg, hogy néz ki New York, Manhattan, ugye?
Hát nem is az, csak, hogy ugye megnézed, és akkor látod előre az összes activity-t, amit lehet csinálni. És akkor itt
So you're gonna have to find your own way to go there and then explore. And
meg ugye a hurrikán szétcsapott mindent, meg elöntötte, tehát gondolom nem ugyanúgy lehet átjutni mindenhova.
That's really cool.
That's super cool. All right, I do want to have some Q&A time. So let's
Na, kérdezz felelek. Most kérdezgess tőlük, Greybull. Survival.
Transition, mute the microphones. I'm going to get a wireless mic hooked up for the other folks, and we'll bring them in and see what we can answer for chat. But thanks for hanging out again today. We'll be going for a little bit longer, not much. I'm getting a little tired, but I'm having a good time, so I don't really care. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Most jön a Q&A.
Ja, most a chatbe lehet kérdezni. Most kell oda menni és spamelni, hogy survival, bazzánk. 3 percenként? Akkor az azt jelenti, hogy ha mindenki beírkál 2 másodpercenként, akkor folyamatosan ott lesz. De hidd el egyébként, hogy az ő... Persze, ez nem csak nekünk a fejlővésünk.
Figyelj, vannak még olyan kérések is, hogy legyetek szívesek, csináljátok 60 FPS legalább a konzolokon is. Tehát, ja. Jól optimalizált játék, nem?
Elég lesz arra, hogy visszahozza a játékosokat? Figyelj, az alapjátékban is bekerülnek az új cuccok, meg fölmegy 500-ról 515-re, tehát biztos vagyok benne, hogy 1-2 hétig az emberek fognak vele játszani. Aztán attól függően, hogy néz ki az új Gear 2.0, mennyire kattannak rá a Gear játékra. Ez elég furcsán néz ki ez a markolat. Mint hogyha egy gyurmából lennem. És hogyha elcsípi az embereket az új Gear játék, akkor el tudom képzelni, hogy átszivárognak New Yorkba és szépen lassan megveszegetik. Hát erről beszéltünk mi is, Pixike, hogy szuper, hogy most már lehet rózsaszín az egész, de eltüntetni nem lehet ezeket az otromba, egy görény szarokat.
Hogy beletehetnének egy olyat, hogy egy Gear Transparency, és akkor azt te beállíthatod, hogy mennyire legyen
látszó. Hogy melyiket? Hát nem, hogy Transparency, csak hogy igen, nem, bazd meg akarod, hogy látható vagy nem látható, az tök jó lenne. Főleg azért, mert amúgy például az állarc sose látszik. És vannak olyan outfitek, ami ezt szerintem... Hát jó, bazd meg.
Hát de tényleg ott látszik.
Na, nyom meg a menüt, és akkor ott meg nincs rajta a mellény a karaktereden. Ez most ugyanolyan.
Ja, hát mondjuk az is igaz.
Tehát, hogy igen, mindegyiknek vannak olyan részei. Én szeretném eldönteni, hogy játszódjon a karakterem, és mi nem, főleg hogyha ilyen baszott pokolgép hatástalanító közmunkás outfitet raknak mindenkire, bazd meg. Grébullos fegyver? Az milyen?
Szexi tanga, az.
Ott a tanga papucs, ez nem jó?
Ja, a flip-flop papucs. Ami emlékeztek, amikor beszéltek róla, hogy...
Alright, we're back with the Brady Bunch. Check it out, that's so cool.
I want to say we've never done that.
No,
I think we've never done that.
This is awesome. We're going to be here for a few more minutes. If you have questions, please ask them in chat. We've got a bunch we've already curated, so we'll check it.
Most indult be a chat. Most, hogy már lehet kérdezni.
This is Trick's microphone. Harmad annyian nézik, mint a legelején.
Trick's loud. So just for everyone who does hold that, just take a look. If it's coming in too hot, just move it away from your mouth. All right, first question. Will we have free roam area in the expansion? I've given you the microphone trick because
the whole of New York, those lower districts are all open world. They all have control points. They all have hidden collectibles and shade technologies.
Na, új control pointok. Akkor azért lesz mit csinálni.
And the opportunity to save them. It's all that good stuff. It's
all murder them.
So yes.
Yeah, all that.
Oh, I like this one. Will there be any interaction with our former agent from the Division 1? Drew, you talked about how you have new faces and stuff that you can recreate your agent, but interaction with?
Direct interaction? No. But obviously the impact of your Division agent on the world obviously still carries, right?
Anyone have anything to add?
Majd úgyis azt szúrnak ki, amire válaszolni akarnak.
Persze.
Yeah. Bruce was saying if you have fan fiction that you want to add.
We of course have people that your agent interacted with, right? I mean, we saw in that video, we saw Faye, we saw Rhodes, we saw Benitez.
On the fan fiction note, fun fact, there is an erotic fan fiction for the Division out there, if you have not read it yet.
Is it on AO3?
I have not read it yet.
Is it on AO3?
I don't know what that is, but...
This is getting late.
All right, late night with the Division. Will we continue on from the end of Division 2, or will we reboot our characters?
Yeah, I can take that. So yes, you continue from... Actually, you continue from World Tier 5, but you can actually go straight to Warlock from anywhere in the progression.
So if I'm level 1 or 2, right? Like, I can be like, I just want to go to New York. And you will start at level 30 in New York.
And we can actually answer yet another one of those questions where there's a question about if you can start directly in New York, and you can actually do that. So the options that you'll have are from the front end when you create. You can create a new character directly in New York, Or you can start a new character in DC and go through the initial prologue and like the base of operations.
Ez még nagyon érdekes, hogy azt mondja, hogy a level 2-es karakterrel is át lehet menni New Yorkba, és akkor felhúzzák 30-ra. Tehát, hogy tök független.
Sorry, yes. One of the cool things we were discussing over in the green room.
Nem csak az előrendelőknek lesz egy ilyen boostjuk.
Nem.
Mert ott meg az előrendelők kapnak egy 30-as boostot is.
Yeah. Cool, I like it. I did see one question is pretty binary. Will we be able to play back in the one big dark zone again? I'll give that. Can we pass the mic over to Frederick? Get that. Yeah.
So all of Warlords is new territory in the lower part of Manhattan. So it doesn't include any of the areas that were in Division 1, including where the Dark Zone was. We've instead focused on revamping all of the Dark Zones that already exist, and they will be available at level 42.
Okay. If you like your Dark Zone rank, can you keep your Dark Zone rank?
I mean, you'd have to be very careful. You have to play well.
But when you...
Ja, hogy lesz level 40-es Dark Zone, akkor nem leskáláznak, hanem másik tírba kerülsz. Okay.
Another question, what will carry over to the
Can we save Sergeant Ramos again? Ilyen kérdéseket.
Just while you have the microphone, I didn't have a chance to touch on it earlier, but one of the things that we wanted to chat about was, I know people have a lot of questions about what happens to my gear.
That's a good question.
What will happen there?
Gear is really different in Warlords of New York, but the effort has been made to convert as good as possible. It'll still be the same brands. We'll try to retain, if not your exact role, the color of the role that you have. If your gear is at gear score 500, the rolls will be high because gear score 500 is quite high. You'll make new builds. That's just the nature of this enormous change. That's for sure. But your gear is good if you're already at endgame.
Okay.
Fejeket vág az a kis csaj.
Classified's coming back. I'm assuming that the question is focused on classified gear, not classified assignments.
Yeah.
Classified
Ezres inventory, szerintem ez dev build.
So classified gear was like 5 and 6 piece gear set bonuses. They're not in the current way we're doing gear sets, but we have considered maybe revisiting the idea in the future. Right now, though, the way you can mix and match and combine gear sets with exotics and high ends is there's just so many builds you can make.
Can I expand on that?
Kis krumpli orru.
We've touched on this, but and I wanted to sort of, I was hoping to talk about it earlier when we were on the table together.
A jobb bufurc látszik, hogy nem aludt. Biztos nem lesz ezres inventory, mert nem kell, mert ugye nem kell mindenfélét meghámozni, nem. Nem kell minden szart elraktározni, mint most. Nem csak unlockolod a statokat.
And we've taken that idea and we've pushed it further, and now gear sets come with these chest and backpack talents that amplify the gear set. So if you really love the way a gear set plays or its identity, you can double down on that and really go, the whole 9 yards. Is that an expression?
Tudom, István, én is láttam. Ettől függetlenül nem valószínű, hogy úgy lesz.
Yeah, I think this was a good one for you. Will there be a year 2 pass kind of thing with early access, or is there only the expansion pass?
Well, there is no expansion pass. There is an expansion. The expansion you buy, there is no year to pass after that. Okay. So the idea is you buy the expansion, you get all the content of the expansion, you get access to all the new endgame and everything, and then from there on, then it becomes seasons. Okay. But there is no year to pass with any kind of early access or whatever.
Okay. Good to know. Someone's saying, please raise the microphone higher. Everyone who does get their hands on their microphone, please make sure.
We're scared of it. We held it way.
I know it's scary, but please make sure that it's loud enough. I'll call you out if I need to. Will expansion purchase be required for the second raid? Who wants to have a crack at that one?
I think we've covered that already.
Yeah,
right?
But
just to say that again, no, you don't need that. So what we've said is the second raid will be made available both at level 40 and at level 30. So if you don't have the expansion, if you don't have Warlords of New York, you will be able to play the level 30 version of the second raid.
Okay, cool. While you're talking, is the hardcore mode, which is in beta, Is it carrying over to Warlords? How's that for people who are like, I love hardcore? What's happening there?
I mean, it's still going to be there. We haven't really touched it. That's still something we are looking at and we're going to be, adding to. But it's still going to be the same and still in beta.
Chat az nálunk.
We had a lot of
elképesztő magasságokban szárnya.
We've been busy, so we've had a lot of work with World of New York. So that was a priority, but yeah, definitely hardcore is something we like and we want to keep working on.
This next one. Oh, we didn't really talk about it. Will any skills from the Division 1 make a comeback with an updated twist? Who wants to have a crack?
What a very specific question.
I think Frederick should answer this one.
Yeah. I mean, we've been showing some skill videos all throughout the night, right? So the sticky bomb I've seen on social media. It's gotten reactions. And
nem tudom, aggaszt, hogy ez a 30 euró, ez nem egész évre jó.
De ez egész évre.
Jó, csak most azt mondta, hogy nincs írtópassz, hanem szezonok vannak. És mennyi ideig tart egy szezon, azt egyszer sejtették neki a szájukon.
Hát az expansion, az maga azért lesz a New York kiegészítő. Aztán, hogy a szezonokat hogyan oldják meg, az...
Hát az a kérdés, igen.
Currently, there are no plans to add any additional ones.
Lehet, hogy free.
Okay, right. Good to know.
There's a new one coming with episode 3, though.
That's exactly right. We've got Firewall coming tomorrow.
Oh, nem terveznek új speciket.
Yes, again, episode 3 is coming tomorrow, and like...
Szezonként nem szoktak fizetetni.
We should probably keep the stream going for another 14 hours. So
that's right.
I'm here.
You guys are...
I'm here for it.
Ja, értem, hogy ez úgy szezon, hogy...
We have to be back at work in 14 hours. So.
Cool.
Hogy teljesen átalakítják a monetizációt. Akkor tényleg csak az lesz ez a Vanity's Premium tier, abból akarnak pénzt csinálni hosszú távon. De az nagyon tetszik, hogy az Open World-öt föl lehet majd tekerni nehezebbre.
Az mondjuk elég érdekes lesz. Én arra lennék kíváncsi, hogy kapjuk azért akik megveszik, előrendelik ezt az egészet, azok kapnak egy olyan karaktert elméletileg, amit fel tudnak rántani 30-asra. Nyitok egy hardcore karaktert, és fölbdurrantom 30-asra. Arra is engedj.
De most mondta, hogy nincs még hardcore Rise New Yorkban. Nem vitték még át.
Nem az
bocsánat, hogy szilánkokra töröm a mesteri tervedet.
Nem az csak úgy, hanem azt úgy megkapod. Tehát nem New Yorkra gondoltam konkrétan, hanem...
Ja, nem, szerintem az úgy van, hogy a level 1, amit mondtam, level 1-es karakterrel át tudsz utazni New Yorkba, és ott automatikusan 30-nak számít.
We covered this a little bit in the stream, but all of the system changes to your gear will cover both level 30 and level 40 players, but the new brands, the new gear sets, the new exotics, those are pieces of content that you can only find if you jump in and buy Warlords of New York.
All right. I guess that's because
snafu keeps happening.
They're only on the loot table in New York, right? Well,
yeah, you can literally not find them if you're not level 31 or higher.
All right.
Akkor mégse lesznek elérhetők az új cuccok. Ez elég érdekes. Na ezért akarom megvárni a blogpostot, mert egy csomószor félreérthetően fogalmazom.
I don't remember where we landed at the end of that. The Dark Zone turrets are a tricky one, but for now we're keeping them on because of the negative gameplay that happens when you end up with checkpoint camping, etc.
Yeah, but they're definitely something that we're going to be monitoring very closely, and we can.
Yeah, we've heard feedback about them, and we know that that's something that.
Modok, mire gondolsz, Pixika?
Yep.
Global eventek lesznek.
If I have a Uplay Plus subscription, will I get Warlords of New York as well?
Yes.
Easy. All right, great. Yes. Civilian audio logs, friendly civilian audio logs. More of those?
Hogy lehet ilyen hülyeségeket kivenni a kérdések közül, bazd meg.
Like there are a bunch of people inside of the audio logs, so I know there are some friendlies.
I assume that there.
Ők is érdekelnek a civil audiologok, bazd meg.
The core rogues.
Yes.
But also you do get sort of testimonials from other people inside of New York.
Nem, olyat nem jelentettek meg.
Yannick, could you hit us with the price information again from the start of the stream? People have been asking a lot about.
I'm money guy. Yeah, so first I want to go back on the Uplay Plus because I want to clarify that actually because I don't want to create confusion. You get Warlords of New York as part of your Uplay Plus subscription. So if you then stop your subscription, you're not keeping Warlords of New York, right? So just want to be clear with that. but what price would the expansion be? So as we've said, if you already own any version of the Division 2, I've seen people asking on Twitter also and everything, like, what if I have a Dark Zone edition or Ultimate edition or whatever? If you have any version of the Division 2, you can buy the expansion for 30 euros.
Okay.
Right?
Na, ennyit az Ultimate-ra.
If you don't own the Division 2, you can buy either a standard edition that is 40 euros, that includes base game and Warlords of New York, or you can buy another Ultimate edition that includes base game, Warlords of New York, and the content of the Year 1 Pass.
Right. I think that's clear as mud.
Hát ennyit,
right.
igen.
Cool. I like it. I don't mean that like ironically. That's just what we said.
Szóval meg lehet venni újonnan a játékot 40 euróért a DLC-vel együtt. És akkor amit ha nem kapod meg az a 20 euró, a 40 és a 60 között, az ezek a, tudod, minek nevezték őket, milyen küldetések, amiből 2 kaptunk?
Announcements.
To be fair, I said 2 hours from the beginning.
Classified announcements.
Az igen, a classified missionek meg a skinek. Az nem ér 20 eurót, srácok, ezt senki nem vegye meg.
Yeah, but anyway. All right. So let's clarify exactly what's happening dates-wise. Episode 3 comes in 14 hours. Tomorrow morning, after the maintenance, will be hitting. Oh, it's not tomorrow morning. It's
most 10 euróra le van akciózva az alapjáték, tehát ha még valakinek nincs meg, akkor azt most valamire megéri.
Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
How do they get early access and what do they get?
When you're looking at me.
Yeah, this is the anecdote.
Oh, sorry, I'm losing my voice suddenly. No, I really am. So, if you have the early access, you're going to get access to the main missions, right? So you're going to get to go to Coney
Szerintem is így egész évre.
But also as part of tomorrow the drop, we're going to release TU7. TU7 includes some bug fixing and changes, and also the release of the new classified assignments and the new specializations.
Great.
Specialization, one of them. So if you own the Year 1 Pass, you get the early access, so you get the main missions, you get the direct unlock of the specialization, and the classified assignment. If you don't have the pass, you get
classified assignment, azaz.
Field research to unlock the specialization.
Azt mondtam én is, nem vagy? Azt mondtam.
The new exotic, the chameleon.
Chameleon, az.
No, chameleon
Nincs játékmód. És nem is válaszolnak azokra a kérdésekre.
Azokat direkt ignorálják.
Persze.
Nerf vid. On comment. Szerintem meg örülnek neki, hogyha összerakják ezt a játékot úgy, hogy egy kicsit megemeljék a játékos bázist. Nem hiszem, hogy ezek most rá fognak menni a modokra.
Hát szerintem, hogyha belökik a seasonöket, akkor utána egy csomó energia felszabadul.
Így van.
Hát, hogyha egyszer végre az alapját rendbe rakják, és beindul egy rutin, az a kérdés, hogy azt akkor erre a játékra akarják fordítani, vagy elkezdik tényleg a Division 3-at.
As we get through the week, so that happens Wednesday as usual time, which means we have one tomorrow, so we should probably go and sleep.
Szerintem Division 3-ról nagyon nincs értelme beszélni.
Ja, szerintem sem.
Évek még inkább mondjuk úgy.
You are an absolute beast if you managed to sit through us talking for this long. If you did,
you want those recaps now. We want those recaps with all the information.
Yeah, Bond Diesel was like live tweeting all the while.
Nehogy azt hidd, egyébként Günti, most megnéztem a negyedéves jelentésüket, és brutális jó pénzeket csinálnak, csak el kell találniuk, mert a Forerunner meg a Rainbow Six iszonyatos pénzeket hoz nekik. Hát de ugyanúgy Ubisoft, tehát megvan a tudás, érted? Szoktak így stúdiók között workshopokat csinálni.
Átpörgetni a lóvét a másikba.
Nem a lóvé, de egyébként azt is lehet, mert hogy egy cégcsoport. A kiadó az ugyanaz, meg ők házon belül tartják a stúdiókat, amilyen dolgoznak külső stúdióval. De nem is ez a lényeg, hanem hogy csak azzal vitatkoztam, hogy igazából ez kifejezett célja az Ubisoftnak, hogy ne ők backlog eladásoknak hívják a címeladásokat, az a hivatalos elnevezése, és próbálják áttenni a bevételeket ezekre a folyamatosakra, mert sokkal kiszámíthatóbb. Persze. És a szerverek költsége pedig egyre olcsóbb és olcsóbb.
A Bungie sem véletlenül álltál erre a fajta megoldásra 2,5-3 éve.
Ne keseredjek, Grévul, nem hiszem, hogy rajtad múlt. Szerintem is az van, hogy most még nem akarnak semmit. Akkor tudom elképzelni, hogy ilyesmibe beleállnának, hogy belengetik, hogyha nagyon nem menne az eladás. Jó étimre, jó pihenést, köszi, hogy itt voltál. Szerverek így is szarok. Azt nem mondtam, hogy jók, azt mondtam, hogy olcsók. Kurva, erre nem úgy ez. Jó, ezt lehalkítom, ezt már egy egyére nézzük. Na mindegy.
Érdekes.
Hát nem erre számítottam. Jó, hogy pár dolog bejött, de még kicsit kevésnek érzem.
Hát ja, most ugye megkapjuk ezt a 4 területet úgymond egy expansion formájában.
Az a kérdés, tudod, hogy mekkora lesz egyébként összehasonlításban a térkép. Mert oké, hogy 4, de ez csak 4 frakció, de attól még lehet érted, hogy 26 control point van rajta, vagy a franc tudja.
Ja, egymást érjük a control pointon.
Nem, hát nem tudom, hogyha egy az egybe leskálázták New Yorkot, akkor azért ott van hely.
Van.
A DC-be is elfért egy pár dolog.
Közben raktak egy special reportot, hogy miről is volt szó.
Ja, majd ezeket átolvasom.
Bedobálom őket a hírekbe hozzánk, aztán valakinek akarja, akkor elolvasgatja. Így.
Igen, Günti, csak a több maradandó játékos, hogyha játszik valamivel. Egyrészt az üzemköltségek azért javulnak idővel, de hogyha ők játszanak valamivel, akkor jellemzően mondjuk pont a szezonokban vesznek részt, és pénzt is költenek, vagy akármilyen Vanity-be. Hát, hogy mindig van valami, meg azt is nyugodtan elhihetitek, hogy ez ki lett szorozva, hogy 12 hónap alatt átlagosan milyen költséget jelent ezt a üzemeltetésben, mennyi lesz a tartalom, és mi az az árazás, aminél ez nekik bőven megéri. Ugye mi is számolunk e-commerce-ben átlagos user költéseket, és az oké, hogy csak a felhasználók 5%-a költ, de ők viszont lehet, hogy sokat. Minden mobiljáték, meg minden ilyen előfizetéses rendszer erre épít, hogy a felhasználók csak egy kis része fog fizetni, de ők eleget költenek ahhoz, hogy az ingyen élőket is lehessen fedezni.
Én szerintem egy új játékos egy ilyen játékból sokkal többet fog költeni, mint egy régi.
Egyébként.
Az valószínű, hogy bele fog unni egy idő után a játékba, vagy már kifarmolt mindent magának. Egy új játékost, ha most meg tudnak győzni, és azt mondják neki, onnan itt egy hupilila sisak, és ez most kurva jól fog kinézni rajtad, és ő beleszeret, akkor az biztos, hogy meg is fogja venni. Mert még nem ment el úgymond a kedve a játéktól,
hát meg már lementek azok az eventek, aminél meg tudta volna szerezni.
Így van, és így kénytelen lesz ő megvásárolni, hogy hú, ez kurva jól néz ki. Hát ezt már nem tudom kifarmolni, úgyhogy megveszem, mert nekem ez kell.
Azt se tudja, hogy ki lehet farmolni, hát hol volt ő még másfél évvel ezelőtt.
Hát így van. Ki beleszeret egy játékba, az nagyon sokat tud rá költeni hirtelen. Szerintem most ők pont ezekre
szóval nem kell azért félteni, meg mondom, azt mondta a CEO, hogy 5 évre terveznek ezzel a játékkal. Hát nem ezt mondtam, hogy 5 évig kell fejleszteni a folytatását, tehát hogy még ezért egy 3-4 évet ebből ki kell valahogy hozniuk, vagy lekapcsolják a szervereket, de akkor már még mindig abban megéri megpróbálni pénzt keresni vele. Ami csak viszi a pénzt, abban biztos lehet, az a Division 1. de az is olyan, hogy miután teljes áron adják, nincsen leárazva, ezért minden egyes ember, aki megveszi most 40 euróért, az ugyanúgy kifizeti a 30 másiknak a szerver költségeit. Igen, végre meggyógyult Féjnek a lába. És ugye azért azt is figyelembe kell venni, hogy mondjuk mondjuk a Division 1 kapcsán, hogy sokkal kisebb az aktivitás, mint a fénykorában, még az ahhoz képest is. Tehát, hogy nem fognak annyira benragadni, aki most megveszi teli áron, az nem fog 2000 órát eltölteni benne. Végig játssza, kicsit nézegeti az endgame-et, van, aki jobban rákattam, van, aki kevésbé.
Állítsd meg.
Ja, látom, hogy megkapta 100 nézőjére azért 8000-es hostot. Ez menjen 8107 lesz a vége.
Hát körülbelül.
Na jó, hölgyek és urak, mindenkinek köszönöm szépen, aki idáig kitartott, vagy visszanézte. Igyekszem belőle egy összefoglalót azért csinálni, ha más nem legalább letisztázni ezt az árazást, mi van benne, mi nincs benne, hogy fog működni az oda-vissza ugrálás, de az igazság, hogy nekem sem minden 100%-ig tiszta, úgyhogy még utána akarok nézni a hivatalos fórumon, meg a Twitteren a kérdezfelelekre. Jó pihenést mindenkinek, aztán holnap Division 2-zünk, megnézzük az új sztori küldetéseket, a szokásos időben kezdünk, 7-8 körül. Aki még nem tette, az most nyomjon a subscribe-ra, meg a follow-ra, aztán soha többet nem teszi. Jó, gyere te is volt. És mi az elején nem volt, ezért most.